died 5 times legally and been brought back.
I'm done. Oh!
What makes you keep going back?
If I die, I die. I'm doing what I love with a smile on my face. And at least my family knows that I'm smiling.
Because some people might say that you have a death wish.
I think I do, but at the same time, I love what I do so much.
People on their deathbed, they're asking them, like, what do you regret? They're not mentioning the things, they're not regretting the things they did. All they're bringing up is they regret the things they didn't do. What was it like those 5 times dying?
I swear all my life I had an outer body experience. You feel like you're in a simulation. Next couple days after that was, not gonna lie, borderline gonna send myself to the psych ward.
At least you're able to recognize that that's happening.
I've never seen in a grown man's eyes fear like this in my life. And all I heard was, I'm not okay. I could not see the dad now. He was fully submerged under the water. Like, if anyone's dying today, I'm dying today. No kids losing their dad. No kids losing their dad. No kids losing their dad.
You were exactly where the universe needed you to be that day. Jacob, man, how you been?
Not too bad. I mean, just biking, living life, you know. How about you? I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram. Been loving it.
Thank you. Busy. So busy. I work full time too.
Yeah.
I got 2 young kids, I was telling you before we came on, and they're super active with rugby and other sports. And one of them super into like RC cars. And
oh, that's so cool.
It's got like an $800 one. It fucking just flies.
Damn. Have you guys gone to the park in Valley View there, like right at the bottom?
Yeah,
of the arena?
there's a club there. He goes. They do one like every 2 weeks where it's races and stuff, but he goes every weekend and races. And they just had an event just this last weekend, and it's his first time he won an actual race.
Oh, cool. He actually like competed in it. That's awesome.
So, and they're all grown men. I think the youngest
so cool.
guy I saw there was like 25 and he's 12, and they took him under his wing, and they're teaching him, you know, you need to adjust this, and like your tires are shit. Like you can't use these tires. These are for road. And they gave him a set of tires, which was like $200 or $50 a tire.
So sick.
So yeah, he feels really welcome. It's pretty cool.
And next thing you know, now he's kicking their asses.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, his young pliable brain, it won't be long before he'll be winning every race.
Oh, exactly right. I mean, the young minds, they can envision so much. Like, you should see some of the kids at the bike ranch actually that I've like taught and like mentored. Holy, like just one little comment and it goes from like they kind of like are a little scared to now I'm kind of like, oh, you didn't need me at all. And like 2-3 minutes from now, you're gonna be hitting jumps that are like 6 times the size. Wow. Like they're crazy. I love it.
When they're that young, they haven't learned that just what society puts on us in those limits, right?
Yeah. That is very true, 100%. And honestly, like I think more kids need to be outside. Like the more I see kids outside and just like playing, and it's like, oh, it makes my heart nice because I'm just like, oh, look at those kids having fun and like actually enjoying the weather, even when it's nice, like it's crap weather, like rain. Like for example, I still see kids going riding bikes. And like, okay, I wouldn't be riding bikes, but I'm so happy to see those kids riding bikes and just enjoying the sport because that's what it is, just having fun, and not enough people are doing it anymore, just enjoying what they do. So many people are going to work and just then going home. That's it. And
they get up, they work, and eventually they die.
You know it, yeah. So it's like seeing what you do, for example. Oh, dude, so inspirational. Like every time I see you go for a run, I see it on Instagram, I'm like, oh man, dude, I gotta go for a run. I gotta go for a run. Like me and my buddy Tyler, we used to run around in MacArthur Island, and now for some reason we just haven't been doing it, so I think we got to get off our asses a little bit on that one.
Yeah. I love running at MacArthur, man. I'll do a lot of long runs there because I park my truck, and then you do it twice, and it's about 5 kilometers. And
you
then
do it twice?
I think the most I did was like 30 or 35 there in one day.
Yeah,
but then you can hit your vehicle like each time as you're running around, right? So
that's smart. But like, we ain't got that much endurance. Holy shit.
I mean, you build it up. I didn't start by running that much. Same as like you were saying these young kids are hitting smaller jumps, they're hitting bigger ones. You weren't flying off some of these big kick-ass ones.
That's
at
for
one
sure,
point, right?
That's true. That is true. Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, I think the difference though is I didn't have that, like those other riders to also push me up and push me to hit those other jumps. So now that I'm seeing all these other riders able to do that for other kids, the environment, the community, it's growing so much, and it's so cool. Like, for example, like 2 years ago, you wouldn't be seeing kids, like random kids at like the bike ranch doing backflips. Now it's like you could convince a kid to do a backflip, and not gonna lie, it's a little scary that you can do that. But at the same time, oh, yo, it's so cool. And it's so progressive. I love it.
If you didn't have these kind of older mentors to push you to do that, how did you get from being just a little kid riding a bike to fucking hucking it like you do now?
Full honesty, I think it has to do with just watching the bike videos and like watching like stuff like this, like just actual online YouTube podcast videos. And one of my favorites, still to this day, like absolute idol and mentor is Brendan Semenuk. Just his style, his riding, just the way he's able to create a masterpiece from dirt. And that's it. And like he doesn't even need music, nothing. It's just him, his bike, and a shovel. And it's like when I see that and I'm like, okay, I can do that. And not even just that, it's like also the inspiration part is like when I don't want to, my childhood, like not gonna lie, was maybe like on that side, it's like wasn't great. Like there was some ups and downs to it that obviously weren't great for me to be at home. So being outside was the most amazing thing for me. So grab me my bike, grab me a shovel. Oh, I was one of those kids building jumps. I was crappy at it, but like
Got to start somewhere.
it started somewhere, and that's where I think the joy brought in is once I did start meeting people who rode bikes, they did exactly like what I'm doing for other kids now and what I'm seeing other kids do for other kids, and just bringing each other up like, oh, yo, you got this. Oh, have you tried this place? Oh, are you riding with anybody? No, you want to come ride with us? Like just making new friends. Doesn't matter how old you are. Like I think when I was like 12 years old, I was riding at the bike ride for I think it was like my third or fourth time, and it was on like this like Walmart CCM bike, right? So like nothing crazy.
Use what you have.
Exactly, right? It was like $50 at the time, so it was like I thought I was the coolest kid though. And I remember like these 30-year-olds were ripping down and like just doing such cool things. I'm like, yo, can I like take a video? And they're like, yeah, for sure. So I still have the videos to this day actually. It was so cool. Some of them were like cliffhangers, which is now I can do that. Never thought I would be able to. And then right after that, they're like, yo, you want to come like do a couple laps with us? Me being the little kid I am, like, I just took videos of you guys. Like, oh my God, yes, of course I do. So now next thing you know, we're riding for like 20, 30 minutes. And like, that was when I was 12 years old. And it was a huge memory that just to my core is like, yeah, that's what I would love to see in the community and want to see more of because you don't see it a lot.
Yeah. Do you do anything besides inviting the kids out to help build that community up?
I do actually, yeah. So I tried to actually do group classes online. So I'm still actually trying to get certified because you need a certification for it. And I want to make sure that, like, if let's say anything happens, a child gets hurt or even a parent gets hurt, because I do all ages. I want to make sure that like I'm also safe for myself, but that way too I can give the proper help and medical care that I need, because I'm pretty sure my first aid, like my standard first aid, expired like 2 years ago. So I want to make sure I'm fully up to date and make sure that like I can actually make sure and be safe for them.
Yeah. Here, was
for sure,
a little closer there.
No worries about that. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so I want to make sure like I'm actually like up to date, and so I can provide the best service I can and make sure also everyone's having fun. Because let's not kid around the bush. Everyone falls. Like that, even I fall all the time.
I've seen a few epic. I don't want to call them fails, but
oh no, they were fails. They were fails. Like that one that you probably saw that has about like I think 2.6 or 2.7 million views now, and it's me royally screwing up a double backflip, which. Oh, it was too far away. But funny enough about that, actually, so a little backstory on it. So I helped build the jump, but it was my first time ever even trying the jump. Never tried it or anything, just watched my buddy do it. And then we made an actual open agreement at the house while playing pool that, hey, if you throw a double backflip, I will. Next thing you know, he's throwing a double backflip, and like I missed it all too. So I saw it on Instagram, and I saw the video, like he showed me the video. I'm just like, oh shit. Okay, well,
gotta go for it now.
I made the bet, and like we agreed to it. Like, and I'm a man of my word. Plus, my mom didn't raise a pussy, so like, so I gotta do it. So I got full send on my knuckles. I have 0 fucks on my stomach. I'm like, okay, well, if I don't do it, I'm kind of contradicting myself at this point. So 2 days from then, grabbed my bike, hucked it. And yeah, it went royally bad. Like the first one, not gonna lie, like it actually came through, and mentally it was my own fault. So I could have probably landed it. The 4 attempts after that, no, 4 attempts after that were bad. Like the second one after that, didn't even get the speed, so I didn't even try to flip it. Third one, Dude, ate shit. Fourth one, didn't have the speed, so I had to dip off the bike. And then the fifth one is the one that got posted and went viral. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I loved seeing it go viral, especially because only a broken hand and concussions. Could have been worse, but also it's a good learning experience too. If you analyze the video and look at it closely, it's shits and gigs. But from a biker's perspective, you can actually analyze what went wrong off the takeoff. So you can see that when I pulled back on the takeoff, I got bucked left. And from my proceed on the buck left, you can see that I fully commit to it. But now that I'm in that committed flip and I'm going sideways, I now have to think about, okay, my buddy's on the landing right there. So if I threw the bike, I would have hit him. Mm-hmm. I have a tree. I have a wheelbarrow. Like, there was a lot of factors that you can now visually see me going through while I'm midair. And I find that so cool to see crash clips like that, especially of my own, because I'm like, yeah, I ate shit. Yeah. And it looks cool.
And you know why you ate shit, too.
Exactly. Yeah. And now I can, like, redo that, relearn from it. And if I, make the same mistake, then it's just, my own fault, But we're not trying to do that, so.
And you were, like, right next to the wheelbarrow when you hit too, right?
Yeah, and I put the wheelbarrow there.
Yeah.
I put the wheelbarrow
If it would have been like a foot over, it could have been much worse for you.
Honestly, if I just listened to my buddy when he said, you should move the shovel and the wheelbarrow and like the rock grader, I'm like, oh no, I'll never land over there. That's why we put rocks over there. I landed over there, obviously, as you saw the video.
So are you a man of your word? Did you end up hitting it?
I did, yeah. I hit it. I'm going to try and do it again at the bike ranch, actually. I'm going to try either on the second jump or on the step up. So, where there's like the big jump with the kind of the house over it?
Yeah.
So right after that, you can go to the right to a big step up, or you can go to the left to finish like the jump line. And on that step up right there, it's poppy enough that honestly, I think I'm just going to say fuck it. And either this weekend or next weekend.
Sick.
Just as long as the wind's not there, we're perfect, because that wind is a crucial factor.
Yeah, I know. I guess if you're coming down the bike ranch, I know the stuff on the left because I'll run up the hill.
Yeah.
So I'll see like guys just fucking hauling, and then like you said, some little kid comes by and he cut like a hockey card on this front wheel.
Yeah. And if not that, it's like sometimes they'll have like tennis balls or like baseballs or something to like make it like look like lighter, and they think it makes them go faster. I mean, it looks cool sometimes, but hey, it's just good to see them on bikes, honestly. I like it.
Is that your worst crash, or you have anything?
No, actually, no. My worst crash is actually on one of like the tiniest jumps at the bike ranch. It was actually, have you heard of Jake Fox?
No, I haven't.
So ironically, he actually is another biker, a local rider here. Okay. He was on Matt McDuff's podcast he got to tell his story about how he broke his neck and all that.
Oh, I think I saw that. I haven't listened to the episode, but I was cruising through Matt's stuff. And
he's the other rider. And then a couple months later, I broke my neck as well, like all literally same year. So it was quite wild. But that for sure, that was the worst crash in my entire bike career and like probably life. It was not the first time I've been a DOA though. So if you don't know what, and any of your viewers don't know, how DOA stands for Dead on Arrival. So yeah, that was like I think my fourth or fifth time being a DOA. So that was quite entertaining. But
what makes you keep going back? And because some people might say that you have a death wish if you've been honestly, a DOA that many times. So
I think I do, but at the same time, I love what I do so much. Like if, for example, like when we were talking out there with you went for a run and how you're gymming twice a day, it's just you love what you do, and like some people look at you like you're just absolutely nuts and crazy, and sometimes it's okay because when I think that, I'm like, yo, you look at me like I'm crazy. Okay, I'm doing something right. It means I'm on the 1% spectrum of people that might actually make it. And if I push hard enough and I do make it, I now look at all those people that think I was crazy and be like, yo, look at me. I made it. I actually did something for myself.
Yeah, one of the biggest separators between people that make it, so successful people and unsuccessful people, is the successful people, they have follow through. So if you have a goal or you have something in mind that you want to do, like you want to hit this double backflip.
Yeah.
A lot of people will talk about it. A lot of people will go and scout the jump and they'll ride up to the top and they'll look over it. but not a lot of people follow through, whether it's in, hitting the double backflip or doing a huge marathon or in business or in life. They don't have that follow through.
Exactly. And honestly, I think for biking, what a lot of people struggle with when it comes to stuff like that, like I know for myself personally, there was many times where I've looked at a drop or I've looked at a jump and I planned for it, like actually planned from like, yo, 2 days from now, I'm hitting this. Perfect weather, nothing could go wrong. But because I prolonged it and because I now gave myself the opportunity to walk away, now I'm most likely going to walk away.
Overthinking it.
Yeah, you've overthought it. Once you now start thinking of those ultimatums and like, hey, what could go wrong? That what could go wrong is all it takes sometimes. And I've noticed that straight up where it's like, hey, I just got to count to 3, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. And the second I say fuck it, I'm either going to crash or I'm going to do it. And it's going to be so cool either way. And it's a memory. So, and that's the other, what I've noticed is people just can't do that. I've told a lot of kids and a lot of people like, hey, the best thing I can tell you right now for this jump, I know it's scary, but if you wait 5 minutes from now, you will not be hitting it. I can guarantee it. Not because you don't have the skill, but because if you wait, you are going to overthink it. And that what if possibility isn't a what if anymore. You're actually going to make it happen. When it comes to like actually proceeding and doing the jump, where especially for like kids when you're learning, or even like adults, especially adults, because now they're all thinking, okay, well, what if I break my bone and I can't go to work and all that? Unfortunately, in the sport that we do, you're gonna break bones. Unfortunately, in the sport that we do, you're gonna cut yourself. Unfortunately, there is no hard way out or easy way down. It is you fall and you learn. And a lot of people don't understand that, which is okay. That's what makes a great rider. And that's what makes an average rider. So when you tell a kid and you're like, hey, you got like, count yourself to 30. If you can't do it past 30, okay, then maybe take it off and like try it again tomorrow. So that way you're not thinking about it. Because kids, they can forget like that. And the next day, they might do it. An adult, though, if you peer pressure them into doing it right away and they crash, oh, now they got the confidence, now they got the adrenaline, everything's cooking, you're good. You're just like, okay, let him cook. And he will do it or she will do it every time. And it's amazing. Children, it's like they got to do it right then, right there. If you don't force them to do it right then, right there, I've noticed just you got to wait the next day. And even then, once they crash, you got to give them a little bit and then they'll do it again. Like they don't have the same adrenaline push like an adult does, but they have the drive and the motivation to do it every day and to destroy themselves every day. Even if it means that, like, let's say they're trying to backflip and they screwed up the first day and then the second day they screwed up and then the third day they screwed up. They're going to try maybe like 2-3 attempts, but they'll try 2-3 attempts every day until they get it. An adult, on the other hand, they'll try maybe like 2-3 times. And if they don't get it, they're done for months, unless they have the mindset. But then there's some adults, who actually want to do it. And that 2-3 times now angers them, pisses them off. It's like, yo, I did this. Like, I know I can do this. Those 2-3 times now turn into like 600 attempts in one day, but they'll land it and then they'll go to work the next day. And be like, yo, look at this video I got. Like, I just did a backflip yesterday. How many times did you crash? Oh, about like 400, but it's all good. Like, I did it, right? And that's the difference is you really have to just push yourself and be prepared to crash. And that's biking, unfortunately, is you got to know how to crash.
Are you, when you think about doing this double backflip, maybe this weekend or the next, and after, the big wipe out before, do you still get scared before any of them? Do you still have a fear with it?
Honestly, the only thing I'm scared of is the wind. And the reason for that is because of, back to when I was telling you about my neck. So when I crash, that's why I'm scared of the wind and that's the biggest thing for the double backflip is if that wind picks up, as dumb as it sounds, a 4-kilometer wind can push you about 2-3 feet in the air when you're already 10 feet in the air and climbing. So now you're spinning twice, causing your own rotation, causing your own momentum. Things can drastically go wrong just because of a little bit of wind. Other than that, I'm not actually scared of the trick itself or crashing all because of the first time. The first time doing it was the scariest time because it was like, okay, can I even get the rotation? But once I did the rotation, I was like, oh, yo, I did it. And the other thing too is a lot of people don't notice is when you're doing the first flip, a lot of people just black out or just close their eyes or it just feels natural. That second rotation, time slows down sometimes. Like I swear to God, that first one I did, and like time slowed down on that second rotation, and I could visually see every inch of the sky, every inch of the ground. It was like I'm watching this in slow motion. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make it. Knew I had to crash, so I put my shoulder down and crashed. I was good. Tried it 4 more times, and on the 5th one, I was not good. But it didn't scare me to do it because of the fact that I crashed. I had it, and I knew that I've done it, and that worst case scenario happened. Nothing. What's worst case scenario now is that I crash the same way, or I land it, and then I crash into another wheelbarrow, or right. But like the worst case scenario that could have happened that I envisioned happened. So for me to now push past that fear is a lot easier. I just now have to focus on the elements. And then but let's say like it's another person and they have the same crash as I did. They might not have the same mindset as me. That I can agree to and I can understand is like, okay, that like it, now I look crazy because some people are looking at like, yo, I crashed. Like I'm good. Like I got to work tomorrow. For me, I'm like, okay, well, if I don't push now, I'm never going to go pro and be an actual professional worldwide around the world getting invites. And like being where I'm at, I'm already a borderline pro. So that's kind of sad for me personally, being, or at least for being mountain biking for about 6-7 years and actually trying to do it as a career for 2 years. It feels like a kind of a slap to my own face because it means I'm like, yo, I didn't try hard enough. So now I'm like, okay, I'm 25. Most professional riders are 20 and like 20, 21, 22, and that's considered old. Like that's considered now a seasoned rookie, like a seasoned veteran rider. Mm-hmm. And the rookie riders are 18, 17 years old, throwing double backflips. My buddy Aiden Zeb, he's throwing a 360 double or triple down whip, which is so you spin one way and you throw the tail whip the opposite way, and he does that 3 times in the air. Jeez. And perfectly. And he's only like 18, 19 years old, and he doesn't have his pro card yet. Wow. So it's like,
okay,
when you look at it like that, I'm like, okay, I'm nowhere close to the slope style level on that I need to be. But downhill racing, okay, I got the pro card. When it comes to free ride, I have the pro card. But I'm not where I need to be because I'm not pushing. So now it's like, okay, I'm 25. I'm at like pretty much when most people quit. It's either all or nothing now. Mm-hmm. So now I take a look at everything that I've done. I'm like, hey, I know I can do it. I've just stalled. So am I going to push through? And full honesty, that's where the crazy's coming in. And I'm just like, yeah, if I die, I die because I'm doing what I love with a smile on my face. Yeah. And at least my family knows that I'm smiling.
Yeah. When you were coming up and getting your 2 other pro cards, did you have a similar kind of almost like a bit of a stall and then found something to push through, or did the other 2 ones come more natural?
Honestly, it was a huge stall for me. So what happened is I kind of just financially came to a dead end where it was like, hey, I can't afford to keep pushing, like affording, like actually paying for these races, keep traveling. I don't have the finances to do that. And at the time too, I was also in a serious relationship. So a lot of my finances are also going to that instead of what I wanted to do for a career. Excuse me. So when it came to that, I kind of chose at that point in time there too, was like, what do I want in the end? Do I want my career or do I want the relationship? And being young and in love, right? You know, we all do it once or twice. Unfortunately, that was probably like my second time doing it. But I chose the love part and I chose, hey, my career can come next. Thinking, well, if biking doesn't happen, my like actual like dream job, I can at least do construction. that was a bad choice. I'm not gonna lie, because if the economics right now, oh my god, I'm just
The economy,
yeah,
the economy's kind of shit.
I'm fucking horrible with English grammars apparently, but just man, even with construction now, it's horrible, right? Just trying to find jobs in construction. Oh, good luck. Good luck. It's hard trying to find jobs in real estate, like this, not real, retail. There we go.
It's okay. You've hit your head a few times. So
oh, way too many times. Legally, I've had about 86, 89 concussions. Off record, I've had about like 8 or 9 more than that. I've just got about like actually the ride for Finn actually that we did 2 weeks ago. Actually, I concussed myself on literally that. I had a really bad crash that day and knocked myself out. So I definitely concussed myself that day. But stupidity came and didn't go to hospital and was more so just wanting to ride for my buddy.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, just living life, trying to ride bikes.
What did you do to get through your previous stalls? The relationship end, and then you were able to focus more on
relationship ended, and then once it ended, that was where the gym grind came in, and then it went from hardcore at the gym. Once I started to get out of my own kind of the spiral and depression of oh my god, don't have a girlfriend anymore type of thing. We all do it, unfortunately. But
the gym became your girlfriend.
Yeah, oh my god, it did. I loved it every single day.
Dude, I've seen some of your stuff. You're upside down, hanging off the fucking bar with one finger.
The calisthenics. Yeah. Oh, I love calisthenics, man. It's so much fun.
I saw that probably like a year ago. Yeah. Actually, it just popped up on my Instagram before any of this was even, a gleam in my eye. And you're up there and you're like upside down planking or something.
Yeah. So what that's called is a back lever. So what you do is, and what's funny about that is, when it's called a back lever, but you use mostly your lats, and everyone's like, "Oh, your core must be great," but like, it's mainly just your lats and your shoulders. I'm not gonna lie. Once you lock yourself in, and you you get the hang of best way to describe it is when you do on the monkey bars, and like you're just playing with your grip strength that way, and you like just doing stuff like that. If you can do a full circle, like when you're a kid, and you go through your arms,
for sure,
and you go back. If you can do that and just hold yourself nicely, but lock your arms, not have them bent, the hardest part now is just keeping your abs and clenching your ass, because that's what helps you go down.
Yeah, it makes it so you don't sway.
Yeah, and then that's where not gonna lie, dude, you could do it easily. Like, you got a strong core like me, you could easy.
But you went one level higher. You have 2 fingers on the bar.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That was a little bit of a impulsive thing. I was having one of those mental days at the gym where I was like, hey, we don't like ourselves today. Yeah. But we're gonna go hard.
We're gonna suffer today.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then so I got, and as everyone knows Dougie, we all love Dougie there. Yeah. Right. So got him to come take a video for me. I was like, hey, I'm gonna try it today. He was like, what are you gonna try? I was like, well, you remember how I was really badly wanting to do the 2-finger one, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, we're gonna try the just middle fingers today. So we're just gonna say fuck it. And like, if my fingers tear, they tear. So he was like, oh, okay. So grabbed the phone. We got him right in the spot that we wanted, and then tried it the first time. Didn't even fully go down, but I knew I had it, and then the impulsive really kicked in, and that was where I grabbed my buddy Tyler and then take the 10-pound weight and put it on top of me while I was in the position. I was stupid and impulsive. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely retarded, because man, the second I came back up. And if you look closely at the video, my hands are sideways like this, but my fingers are straight. Oh, I popped my fingers out, fully popped them out. I was just like, we're just going to keep going. We're just going to suffer. It's just absolute stupidity. But at the end of the day, it's like, you got to be dumb to be tough. And you also got to just do stupid things to progress in what I do. So it's like, if I can do the stupid things elsewhere and be tough enough to do it, then hey, let's transfer it over to the bike and have that mentality.
Well, you don't truly know your limits until you get to that point where you actually fail. And you don't fail because you ride up to the jump and you pussy out. You fail because you don't have the strength to pedal hard enough to actually do the flip and have the speed for it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So unless you push yourself, you're never going to know. And on that day when you're like, I'm going to fucking do this, I bet you today you'd still be thinking about it if you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
go for it, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's actually there's one drop to this day that actually it's on my story, and I'm not gonna lie, like, it'll haunt me till the day I die too, because I live right, I drive by it every day. It's called Jaw Drop, and it's this giant like 90-foot drop for that only 2 people have ever hit in the world.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Oh man,
yeah.
it's I want to do it so bad, and like we
you'll
had
get
it
there.
already, and but here's the thing is we had it already and everything, and then cops got called because we were gonna do it. Oh, I regret it. I regret it. I wanted to do it so bad. I
you'll get
regret
there,
it.
man.
I should have just crashed and done it.
Oh.
It would have been awesome. Because here's the thing: is even if you crash that, as dumb as it sounds, you still go down in history as one of 3 riders to have ever hit that drop.
Even attempt it.
Exactly, and that's a legendary status because Josh Bender was the one who did it, and he's literally the founder or one of the founders of Red Bull Rampage, which is one of my 3 dream events.
Yeah.
Rampage, Darkfest, and Hardline. I was so badly.
Are you willing to get the haircut though at Darkfest?
Oh, you know it. You know it. The second if they bring out the shavers, I'll
First
take
in
it
line.
away. Take it away. I let one of my ex friends make me a Buddha, like shave my head bald and made me a monk. That was. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of regretted it because everything was like Velcro. Like Velcro, your head becomes sticky and like you can't
I
go
used
to
to have
bed.
a shaved head all the time.
Like
so,
you can't go to bed.
Yeah.
Like and even with silk pillows, like I thought, that stuff's so soft, like never gonna stick. Nah, would wake up suffocating because I'm wrapped and stuck to the pillow. So it sucked.
Funny thing with regret though is they've done lots of studies. People on their deathbed, they're asking them like, "What do you regret?" They're not mentioning the things. They're not regretting the things they did. All they're bringing up is they regret the things they didn't do.
Exactly. And honestly, I think that's going to be one of the things that if I don't do it soon, it's going to be on my death room. Like, well, I had a great career and I had a great life, but
65
the
years
one
old
time,
going down.
that one time that I didn't hit that drop. Yeah, but it definitely will be one of those things. So.
Well, I was in Bali last month with Adrian and Justin.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was our last day there, and I really wanted to do some cliff jumping, and I had done some earlier into the ocean. I got fucked up by the waves. I'll tell that story after, but we went to this jungle part, and I hit one, and I think it was 5 meters, and that was easy, just right off of it.
Yeah.
And then we hiked into the jungle, and then we came back, and there was another one, and I think it was like 17 meters.
Yo.
And I had hiked way ahead of the guys because I was going to go order a pizza, and then I was looking at it, and I was like, fuck, I should do this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set my phone up, and then right then, Adrian and Justin came around the corner, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it right fucking now. And I knew I'm in Bali, like maybe I never go back to Bali. I'm like, I gotta fucking do this. So they set the camera up, and I went and just fucking sent it. And it was awesome, and I would have regretted it, man. I'd be telling the
100%.
opposite story right now. Like this is the story about something I regret not doing. Instead, I'm like, fuck, it was sad.
And how was it? Was it awesome?
Oh, dude, it was. I've done bigger ones before. I did.
But how was it though? Like when you actually jumped in, was it kind of like a cave-like style? Like, cause the feeling, like, dude, you're in Bali.
Yeah, so there's like a rock face that comes up, and then you're not allowed to jump into these unless the guide goes first.
Really?
Because he has to show you where to jump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I
that's
do?
scary.
He's like, don't jump that way. I'm like, okay, don't jump that way. And there's a waterfall that comes down, and he goes, and he's, I don't know, maybe 100 pounds, little Balinese dude, and like his toes are all splayed out, doesn't wear shoes through the jungle, and he's, I bet you, I think he was like 40 years old, but he looked like he was 60 from being in the sun the whole time. And he just goes and,
But their feet are also so strong. Like the fact that they're I couldn't do that.
well, we're not supposed to wear shoes, right? Like our feet are designed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pussy, so
I like
I'm
shoes.
gonna keep my shoes.
Yeah. But anyway, so he went and did it, no problem. And then I wasn't afraid to, but it just, I don't know, you overthink it, right? So then I
Exactly,
went and I went off that one, and it was awesome. And then there was another one that was even higher.
Oh yeah.
And then, but it had been like pissing down rain earlier, so the water was all raging. And I don't regret not doing that one because I walked up to it with him and I said, "How safe is this?" And he goes, "Oh well, you have to land in this one spot, and it matters how you land, and and the water's pretty pretty raging right now. I'm like, would you do it right now? And he's like, no. I'm like,
Yeah, no.
okay.
When your guide says no,
Yeah.
that means it's not good to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's because let's say you did want to do it, and he's like, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Well, you might not have to jump without the guide, and I'm pretty sure, like you said, you're not allowed to jump without the guide, so he would not allow that.
Yeah. If the guy who's done it 1,000 times doesn't want to do it, then it's probably not a good guy.
Oh, you know it. Yeah.
For the old Canadian dude to launch off of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
But hey, that pizza was so rewarding though. After probably.
We actually didn't end up getting it. We went and they didn't have any.
Oh no!
Yeah, because it was a wood fire and they hadn't started the fire and stuff yet.
Okay.
And they're like, "Oh, do you want this?" I'm like, no. So Adrian got a Sprite and me and Justin got Coke Zeros, and then we got back in with our driver and drove the 2 hours back to the villa, and that was the last day there. But
oh damn!
yeah,
It's still a good day though.
Oh, dude, Bali was awesome. I'll tell you a story about getting fucked up by the waves, though.
Oh, please do, because man, waves suck.
So our villa walked right out onto the ocean. It was wicked. It was in Nusa Penida. And then there's this bar, I forget what it's called, but they have a platform.
Okay.
And then for this one, they've got a rope across, and there's the guy that works there, and you're not allowed to jump from that until he tells you to come, or tells you to jump, because the waves are coming super hard. So I had done it 4 times at this point, and it was fine. And you would jump out, and then you had to swim like straight in. Otherwise, if you swam out, there was a rip, and then the waves would toss you around.
Oh,
so
shit.
I did it great the first 4 times. Adrian had the drone out, and Justin had the camera, and we got some sweet footage of it. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time because I wanted to do it with my 360 camera.
Yeah.
So I do it with the 360 camera, and then as I'm swimming, because I'm holding it like this, I'm not swimming fast enough, and this huge wave comes, and it just launches me towards the rocks, and I get all banged up, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm kind of peeking around the corner, seeing where the waves are coming. I'm like, okay, I can make it. And as I'm going, swimming up to it, right when I get to the ladder, another wave hits me, and I just get fucking tossed. I got scars on my feet now. Yeah, like my feet got all cut up on my legs. And
Yeah, like it bodied you.
yeah, I thought about swimming the like 200 feet back to shore instead of trying to get to the ladder.
Because it was that intense.
Oh, dude.
Damn.
I was cut up everywhere. And then
That just goes to show how crazy Mother Nature is, though, too. Like,
oh yeah, especially the
holy
ocean,
shit.
man. Don't fuck with the ocean.
Oh, the ocean scares me. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, I was like, "Oh, I love it. Like this would be so cool. I want to go shark diving, all this and that." The one time I went into the ocean, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like salt water, but like, or maybe it's just something about Mexico salt water. But like, went into the ocean, went swimming with my inflatable like dolphin. I was ready to ride the waves, like surf them. Oh, dude, the second I went under water, maybe I like swallowed water or something, but like I was so nauseous. Stayed in the pool since.
Yeah.
Stayed in the pool. Pool and lakes, rivers, like.
You like the dirt, not the water.
Yeah, I like the dirt.
Yeah.
The water is a little bit scary until, the day I actually do go in the ocean. That day, I hope I go see some sharks.
I'm sure you'll get there.
That's the one thing I want to do.
Just like you'll hit the jaw drop one day, man. You'll get there.
One day.
Yeah. So what's next for you? You think I know you have the mindset for it. You already have 2-year pro cards. You're ready to fucking full send. Like, what's next to get Jacob to that pro card? What do you got to do?
Honestly, next is just getting those races in and trying to actually win races, because the hard part about that now is I don't have enough points on my race card or my record to actually go through and like get invites or even like compete in big races or even like say nationals or
Could you explain the point system and like what you're actually racing in for people that don't know about biking?
So the point system is like, let's say because it's all on times, but so each depending on where you are on the standings, right? So let's say if you get first place, I'm pretty sure it's like 7 points, but goes all the way down to about I think 5th or 6th places for the point system, and then everything under that, if from I think it's a 6th or 7th to about 15th place, they all get only 1 points per race that you're in, because there's about 100 to 300 people per races sometimes.
And you run these each individually though?
Yes,
right?
individually. Okay. Yeah. So the only thing that kind of sucks about that though is if you're not at the beginning of the gate at the start of the race and you're like, let's say rider number 9 or rider number 10, there's been 8-9 riders in front of you that might have just screwed the track up and just absolutely demoed it, and now you have to ride behind them. So that's the only downside to that part. But the hard part about racing, honestly, is the track and trying to go as fast as you humanly can while any obstacles in your way.
What style racing is that called?
That's downhill racing.
Downhill, okay.
There's also enduro racing, cross country racing. There's road racing. There's so many racing.
And this is the downhill that you're going for.
Yeah, but what I'm going for is the downhill, and I'm trying to also get more into the slope style because it would be nice to honestly do some more cool tricks on my big bike, and to do that.
And slopes when you're racing, but you're also doing crazy shit at the same time, right?
So actually, slope style is more so, instead of it being timed on how fast you go down the hill, it's you have as much time as you want, but it's how cool tricks can you do.
Okay.
So that's like a Red Bull Joyride, for example, like in Whistler, like when they're doing the big jumps, doing like the huge tricks on those big trick on those jumps there. That's slope style.
So it's like doing the half pipe on a snowboard.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. So that's what slope style is for that. And then but I'm trying to get more into that since I haven't actually competed in that ever.
You got the balls for it.
I got the balls for it, but I mean, right now I don't got exactly. Yeah, I don't have the consistency in my tricks, unfortunately. So I got to practice more a lot for that. So I'm hoping that once I do start competing too, the consistency becomes more, and that then I can. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. I hit it all the time. So.
Then I can transfer that over to the downhill because honestly, I love my big bike so much more. Like just flying, like
freedom, right?
Literally just. Matt McDuff saying big air is no crime. Like it shouldn't. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Just flying in the air for like 5-6 seconds on a big 50-60 footer. Just it's unlike anything else. Like just it's beautiful. And then throwing a big backflip or a big Superman, just laying that out, or just it's unreal. Like anything.
We got to hold that thought. I'm gonna piss my pants.
No worries.
I'm on like 4 liters of water already today. Look, I'm trying to get down to race weight, and so I'm doing like 5 liters of water a day, and it goes right through me.
God damn.
Yeah. So, where were we? You had just mentioned Matt McDuff and Big Air. Have you been out to his ranch?
No, but I want to so bad. Like, my God, is it a cool ass compound? And it's right in his back, like the backyard here. Yeah. Like, oh my God, like, it's such a cool compound. And like all the videos, I'm waiting for the invite. The one day that I get an invite, I'm gonna make a video. Just going crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Going crazy.
I think he's in Europe right now building jumps.
Yeah, he's in Europe right now with his girlfriend and having just a good time, which is awesome. Like, that's the way to go. But, that's kind of the dream is big air, just big jumps, big bikes, sending big, having fun.
For you going pro and making it a career and making buckets of money, what would be your preferred style to be in? And what do you, on the flip side of that, what style do you think you're going to succeed in to hit that?
Well, so when I was a kid, it was more so I want to be slope style because I just love tricks. I always have, always will. But the older I get and the more I get comfortable with riding, the more I actually progress with riding, I'm starting to learn that I ain't someone who can throw a double backflip consistently every time. I mean, I can throw it. And like I'll have it in my back pocket, but to throw it that consistently at 25 over and over again, and with the 80, 90 concussions I've had, I'm at that point where it's like, okay, safely, and if I want to do this for a long time, I'm gonna have to stick to the downhill and free ride stuff, which is still a dangerous thing and still an intense sport. But I'm also a bit better at that because it's free ride is you're just having fun with the videos, like on big jumps, still doing like what I do, slope style stuff, big tricks, big jumps, big air, but I'm just making videos. Yeah. And that's on my own time. That's my own will. But the only hard part about that is sponsorships and getting paid for that is, oh my God, ridiculous. Like you're better off racing. Okay. And so that's where the downhill racing comes in. So downhill racing, if you can get on a team, the opportunities the doors open wide open for you because now you're on a race team that is funded and sponsored. And that's all you need. If you're not on a team, you're funding yourself. And
bikes aren't cheap, right?
Yeah, no, bikes are not cheap. Like, fuck, I think the last service that I did on my bike, which actually huge shout out to Psychologic because my God, I love them. They're the only bike shop I go to. But honestly, if it weren't for them, I'd probably be paying most shops about like 8-9 grand for every time I drop in my bikes because I need new parts, new stuff all the time. And Psychologic, they help me out so much. They make sure that I'm getting good parts for the right prices. I'm I think the most expensive bill I've ever paid, I think was like 1,500, 1,600, I think.
It's almost like a sponsorship right there. Then
I'm hoping to get a sponsorship with them. That's the goal, is because they do so much for me already, and then I would like to be able to do stuff for them as well. So get to that point is slowly get in there, because it takes time. I also got to build an actual like audience page for myself and have the viewers, so that way when the chances of people wanting to look at me like, hey, like, let's actually like sponsor this guy and give him a full ride, not just discounts on stuff here and there, which is what I'm getting for a lot of clothing brands actually. So I have I have promo codes and all that and discount codes for people to use, and I get paid that way. And actually, there's only one company right now that actually pays me a month for stuff, which is pretty cool. They're a clothing company, and they're also a goggle company. It's like I don't actually know how to say it properly, which is the problem. But they're on my Instagram page. Like,
if you want to say it, we can put it in the show notes later and put your link.
It's like the Cap Paulvich or something. It's a weird one. It's like it's KAP and then V. It's a Swedish company, but they do goggles and they're pretty cool. And same with Arc Iris. They were pretty awesome as well. I'm not too sure actually if they're even a company though anymore.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen them post anything, and last email I got from them was like 8 months ago, and I asked them if they still wanted me to do a video for them, and they went AWOL. So I think they might have gone under, so don't keep me posted on the facts on that, But the one company right now that I've been really grateful for is that Swedish company, the goggle company, because I'm not gonna lie, that $2,000 a month is it's only $2,000 a month, but hey,
it goes a long ways, man.
It's very helpful. Like without that, my God, it'd be brutal. Like,
do you have plans to push your content more? I mean, you already had one go super fucking viral.
Yeah, so that's the goal. Audience, so. That's the goal now. Is so now that I kind of the Instagram, whatever thing is on my side right now, and I'm getting the viewership and the
algorithm.
Followers.
They call that one.
Yeah, the algorithm. Oh,
no one knows how it works.
Exactly. Who knows how it works? But like, it's on my side right now. So all I know is the next video I post has to be really cool. And if it's not really cool, it has to be something that people can relate to. So like, for example, like today I was showing you how like that dog video I was making with my dog on the trail. I'm gonna
relate to that for sure.
Exactly. So I'm gonna try and post. I'm gonna post like a little clip of that of a reel of that. See how that turns out, and if it turns out good, and then do more of that. And like incorporate that into my YouTube channel and my Instagram channel. But if not, then I'm probably just gonna stick to the free ride and just bike ride stuff and just traveling, because it seems people really like to see me huck tricks on different places and eat shit. So,
have you done any videos with you speaking to the camera, being in front of it yet?
No, actually, I've been wanting to do more like kind of like vlogging, like blog style, just because I feel like it'd be more relatable content.
Well, you're super personal, man. Right? Like, easy to talk to. This is. I mean, I don't know if anyone else knows. This is our first time ever meeting.
Yeah, actually, the only time I think the only time we ever interacted was at the gym. I think once, because you were doing I think you were doing snatches, and I was curious how you how you're doing your snatches, and ironically, I learned how to do snatches after that. But yeah, no, I think that was the only time we ever interacted. Other than that, it was just all through Instagram, because I always saw your content. I was like, oh yeah, that's sick. That's so dope. And like every time I started going, I'm like, oh shit, I should go to the gym. Go to the gym.
I think you'd blow up more, man, if you got in front of the camera. You're funny. You're a good looking guy. Like you got a story to tell.
Hey, well, I mean, dude, it works for you. So and I mean, if it works for you, well, maybe I should start doing it. Everyone keeps saying that podcast is the way to go, and
just honestly, talking to the camera, and
they're fun. Yeah, and then I'm not gonna lie, first podcast I've ever been on, and
I'd have a lot of fun with it. This is my passion. So,
well, hey, I mean, good passion. Damn, I think I might switch over if biking doesn't work for me. Not gonna lie, yeah.
Well, it's only as good as the guests we have on. Yeah. So this is a chance for me just to dig deeper into your story. So if you didn't have a cool story and the concussions and that mindset of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it, then it'd be a shitty podcast, right? So
and I appreciate
pat yourself on the back.
Thank you, and I appreciate for inviting me out on the podcast. It was a huge, awesome opportunity. And the second you actually brought up the podcast, I was like, oh, yo, like I've never been on a podcast. That sounds so cool. Like, what? And then I started looking at the podcast that Mac McDuff. I'm like, oh, yo, that sounds dope. Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I was just cruising through Instagram, and I had followed you for a while, and I said to Adrian, I'm like, you know this Jacob Dean guy? He's like, oh yeah, man, he fucking hucks it. And I was like,
Yeah, me and him go back quite a while.
I'm like, you think he'd be a good guest? And he's like, oh yeah, man. I was like, I didn't reach out. And then that was it.
Oh yeah. You know, he's a great dude. I fucking love Adrian. Especially, like, have you seen a lot of his photography work that he did before he started with you? Oh my god! And now that he started with you, yo, it's progressed like that. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Him and I talk about that a lot.
Work.
Like, because we've been working together 8 months now, and he's like, man, the stuff I did before compared to now was shit. Like, his game is leveled up. But
I mean, hey, it wasn't shit though. Still, full disclosure, it was amazing.
But he's
work.
comparing it to like where he is now,
Yeah,
and it's like
now, yeah.
with you hucking a backflip opposed to when you could just do like a 360 or something. You're like, I sucked before, but you were great at the time.
Are scary still.
Okay,
They're scary still. Like, I'll do a backflip before 360,
or maybe some other trick. I don't know what's hard, but.
Which actually, you know, it's funny. 360s are considered one of the easier tricks, but they're scary for me. Like, I'm terrified of them. I'll do them, but they're scary. So scary. I would rather do a flip any day.
Is it a little more natural to do a flip? Is that why? Because you just sort of just lean back? Or?
Well, so I do it. So the way I do my flips, they're called barrel rolls. So a normal backflip, you go straight back like this, right?
Yeah.
And a barrel roll, you actually almost have sight of your landing the entire time.
So you kind of cork yourself a little bit?
Yeah. So instead of coming off the takeoff like this, you're literally just kind of rolling and putting your ass directly into the seat. And the second you slam yourself back and you just tuck your legs, you just kind of just roll.
Okay.
And then, it just feels more comfortable. It
looks cooler.
Easier. Yeah, it looks cooler. It's easier to pull around, faster too. The only thing that sucks about it is when you go to land, instead of being like this, ready for impact, you're now coming at an angle and have to put the bike underneath you, and then so that's where the skill comes in. Where you gotta know what you're doing and have bike control.
Do you have a signature trick or a favorite one then?
My favorite trick, honestly, I have two. So it's the barrel roll. Like, I love doing barrel roll ETs or barrel roll like tabletops, and then is actually, funny enough, is a Superman to no foot can. So I don't know why, but just something about the trick when I do it just feels so good and so natural. But so you come off, and the way I come off, it kind of more looks like a super can at the end, or a supernova can at the end. So you come off straight to the Superman, and then instead of pulling in and landing like to grab on the bike, you pull in a little bit, and then you kick both your feet out sideways to do the no foot can.
Okay.
And then you go back on the bike. So it's two tricks in one.
Yeah.
And just, the way I've learned how to do it, I've made it really smooth where it's kind of just like a swoop.
Yeah.
And I just love doing it. So those are my two favorite tricks of all time if I had to throw any trick.
Yeah, I've seen lots of videos of you and other riders doing that, and I can pedal a bike, but I don't have the balls to launch off that. But I watched it, soaring through the air, and it just seems like it'd be so freeing.
It's if you really feel like you're flying. Like, the best, as dumb as it sounds, the only feeling I've found that is equivalent or even somewhat similar to that feeling of biking is skydiving. And it's as dumb as it sounds.
Definitely a thrill seeker.
It's literally those two, because skydiving, you're free falling, you feel the air, you feel the wind, like, you just feel free and you feel lightweight.
Yeah.
When you're on a bike and you're in that air, if you let go of that bike, you obviously you're flying and you're gonna crash and eat shit and it's gonna suck. But you could just do that and just fly.
Be free from fully free for a moment.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like that feeling you have is it's also like cliff jumping. You know, the second you're in that free fall and you just feel free. Mm-hmm. Just that feeling, and just all the worries go away. Everything is just gone. It's just quiet. And you're just living that moment, counting down the seconds. Oh, love it. Can't beat it.
Do you have a pretty busy mind then? Are you seeking that quiet?
Oh yeah, the autistic mind, 100%. Yeah, the autism. I like to call it the tism prism, because it's literally it's like a prison in my head, but like with just autistic thoughts. Like, sometimes I'm thinking the stupidest things too, it makes no sense. Like, for example, I'll be biking, and while I'm biking, I'll smell something kind of smells a little good. I'm like, oh, yo, burger. Oh, pizza. Oh, fried. And now I'm just on a spiral of food, but I don't make any of it when I get home, which is the other problem. And then I go from food topics and it's like, oh, I wonder what I should do with the dog tomorrow. And then it's like thousands of thoughts within a span of like a minute. And then it goes from like, oh yeah, I was riding bikes. Then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, 3, 2, 1, fuck it. And then I'm riding my bike and doing a trick and then crash, eat shit. It's like, oh, that hurt like fuck. Get up. I think it's time to take a dab or time to smoke a blunt. Like it's time to take a breather and then do that. Next thing you know, back in the autistic mind where it's like, hey, what should I do tonight? Oh, I should play some Rocket League. Oh, yo, I should play some zombies. Oh, I wonder what my buddy Mac's doing. Oh, I wonder what Tyler's doing. And then I was like, oh, I haven't gone to the gym today. Should maybe go do a leg day. Oh, but I'm sore and I'm gonna do it anyways. And then, yeah, as you can tell, it spirals real fast, but it's fun. It's a good time.
Do you do this full time, or do you have a what people call like a normal job, or you just riding all the time?
Right now, I'm doing right now I'm doing it full time just because
the way to do it, man.
With how everything is with finances and it's struggle. It's a struggle, and like everyone I've been applying to, even just for side work for construction wise, like at the so it's no one's hiring.
Yeah.
And like I know my resume ain't shit, so obviously something's going wrong in the economy. So
maybe it's time to go all in on that Instagram channel.
Exactly, and that's where I'm kind of at now. Where honestly, once you said the podcast, that kind of was like, well, I told myself like literally last week, I was like, hey, if I don't pursue this or I don't do it, like, what am I gonna do differently to pursue the biking? Mm-hmm. And then, ironically, we're now on a podcast. I'm like, hey, well, if from here on out after today, if I don't go full blast at it, I know exactly where I went wrong because we talked about it today. I'm analyzing. I thought about it for like the last month and a half of how I'm going to change my audience, how I'm going to change my viewing, how I'm going to change the filming and everything.
How are you going to change it?
Well, so before I was just doing a lot of self-filming, and if I didn't have self-filming, I had one person in particular that I actually would bring with me everywhere to film. And lately he's been kind of going through his own life struggles, and I don't want to pull him through to that. Well, he's going through other stuff, and I want him to just be able to focus on his life. Mm-hmm. So now that I also, ironically, now that I have another girlfriend, and she also loves photography, she actually loves doing it, and me and the dog also hang out and do that, go biking together. So it's like kind of just fit in without even trying. So it's like, okay, well, puzzle pieces are slowly fitting together without me even actually trying to fit them together.
The universe is pushing you in that direction.
Exactly. So at this point in time, and it's kind of just like, well, the steps are being literally laid in front of me, and if I don't step on them and I don't take the opportunities that I'm actually visually seeing, I know it's my own fault. Mm-hmm. And
no one else to blame but yourself at that point.
Exactly. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is just every opportunity that's being presented, even if there is no finances in front of it, I just got to take it because that's where we're at. Is to get that career going, we just got to keep pushing, even if it means we got to sell a couple bikes here and there, or if we got to sell some stuff from the storage unit. That's where we're at, right? You got to live the dream until you make it.
Would you say your girlfriend's pretty supportive of your dream now?
Oh, so supportive. Very supportive, actually. It's quite surprising. Honestly, it's quite surprising to me because a lot of people, when they hear like I'm a professional mountain biker and I've died 5 times legally and been brought back, I make a joke that I'm like a cat. I got 4 more lives, but most people, when you say that, they look at me and they're like, oh, you are not someone to have a child with or have an opportunity with ever. I'm like, that's okay. I get that. Like, I'm a liability. I am. And she looks at it. She's like, oh, I ride dirt bikes. That's so cool. Oh, you that means I have a free babysitter for the dog. I'm like, okay, win-win. Like, that sounds nothing bad to me. Like, you are okay with the fact that I might die on my bike one day.
What was it like those 5 times dying? I haven't been
honestly,
dead before.
Wild. It's wild. One of my
you see the light?
So actually, if I can tell you about the time from when I broke my neck, which was probably the wildest time. And honestly, it's as dumb as it sounds, it's kind of fun. It like in the morbid way, it is kind of fun because it's almost like you really feel, when people talk about simulations, it's like, oh, we live in a world of simulation.
I think we're in a simulation.
Yeah, the whole, I love that conspiracy because, like, honestly, when you do flatline, you feel like you're in a simulation. Genuinely feel like it. Like, and because and as dumb as it sounds, I swear all my life I had an outer body experience. Makes me sound crazy, but like
People have described that before, seeing them
right
hovering above themselves, seeing the paramedics work on them.
And that's the thing is that's the last thing. And so what happened actually? So
How did you break your neck?
yeah. So if people who've been to the bike rants, there's a trail called Wrangler, and it's the very last jump where there's like this little hut here, and then about 40, 50 feet away from the hut, there's the very last jump, and then there's a finish line like at the very bottom as well, like literally cross, so triangle wise, solid 40, 50 feet.
Yeah,
perfect triangle. But so this last jump, one of my signature tricks at the time that I just loved to throw was same trick as Jackson Riddle. It's called a super can, which is like the no foot can, but like Superman style. Just loved throwing that. Did it on a windy day. This is also why I'm so scared of the wind.
The wind rears its ugly head again.
Exactly, yeah. So wind picked up when I was doing it, and when I was trying to put my feet back on the bike, I ended up kicking the bike because the bike was kind of sideways. Bike spun around, so seats here, handlebars are here, and I just went face first to the bars.
You literally went ass over tea kettle.
Literally, yeah. So, and then actually, ironically, so this tooth are here,
yeah,
chipped, and is now inside chrome mag aluminum bar. So anyone knows how strong aluminum is. That shit is very, very durable, very strong.
Mine are fake.
Yeah,
I smashed out my front teeth.
I'm never going to get rid of them. Keeping the
there you go.
It's the story. It's a story, right? But so one of them was embedded in my gum. The other one is now permanently in my chromatic handlebars. I have it framed on my wall. Never gonna.
I was gonna say that's a fucking trophy, man.
Never gonna get rid of them. They're framed. They're memorable. I love them. But so yeah, actually the bike was fine. I was not. But so broke my cheekbone here. I have no cheekbone anymore at all. 2 places I fractured, and they said millions of pieces. So here and here. So I have something called fibrosis now. So no cheekbone at all.
Do you have a plate in there? So you
no,
can
actually, you want to poke it, you can.
Yeah,
There's nothing there. It's literally just cartilage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wild, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
Honestly, man, you'd never know from...
Right? It's crazy. And I didn't have any surgical work either. Is that not the craziest part?
What?
Yeah, no surgical
Your
work.
face is like perfectly symmetrical. How
and
is that?
You wouldn't know unless, because the only thing you would notice is the cheek. So because I told you cheek, you'll now notice that there's a little bit of a sag in my eye, just the tiniest bit. And it's also
we got shadows on this side though, so it's like...
yeah, but the other thing, the reason why is because I have no tear duct either. So when I blow my nose, I have to actually go like this. Yeah, it's wild. So, because if not, mucus gets into my air, and mucus gets into my eyeball and into my cheek.
Crazy.
It's disgusting, but it's so cool. So cool. But yeah, so I did that in 2 places. My tear duct is gone. 5 fractures in my ass, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right side of my nose, 32 breaks. Left side of my nose, 16 breaks. I had 28 stitches down my face, so you could have peeled me like Two-Face. And then, so yeah, it was awesome. And then I have the pictures too, which is also the craziest part actually. When they were stitching up my face, I don't recall it or remember it at all. So keep in mind this. What I'm
hope
telling
you wouldn't. Yeah.
So what I'm about to tell you is what my ex-girlfriend at the time told me what happened, because she vividly remembers it, but I wasn't So when I was picked up by the ambulance, they took the helmet off. And that's what actually caused...
you had a helmet on too.
Yeah, so the helmet's gone. Yeah, I'll show you the pictures actually if you like. But so what happened is when I actually just straight up domed myself, the helmet just completely... Yeah, so this is what my face looks like. Just that's...
You have a smile.
Yeah, so I don't remember that. They put... So he actually... That was when they were stitching me up. And what my girlfriend at the time said...
Is that blood or you got a mustache?
That's face. And that's blood. That's full blood.
Oh, you don't have a mustache?
So everything about... That's the full cut. That is the cut.
Jeez.
That is literally... It split me open from here. You lit all the way up. Yeah.
It's like Freddy Krueger got at you,
It's
man.
gnarly. But so
I want to hold this up so and see. We're gonna put that one in the show notes. I don't know. Maybe Adrian can pop that up so we can see where that's
I can send you guys the other pictures here because I also have X-rays of it, and that's the helmet. It's just absolute.
Oh, you know what? I did see that.
And then so the pads are supposed to come out like that, but they didn't come out like that. So that's actually why I flatline. So my neck was broken. I broke my C2, C4. So I for sure broke that, but it was a compressed break, and but it wasn't compressed enough where I couldn't do anything. Like I was still mobile, walking, talking. I could still do stuff. Where the problem came in was when they took the helmet off because the safety releases didn't come out. They had to actually manually take it off and shimmy it. Turning my head one way, it actually broke a bunch of blood vessels on the left side of the vertebrae, which I'm not even sure what exactly happened. They told me that that's the reason for all like the nerve pain I was having, because for the next like 6 months it was like actually I felt like someone was stabbing me with like a needle or knives like every millisecond from my shoulder to the tip of my fingers and both my hands. Horrible. But and then so when they tipped it that way, that was where the flatlining, because then went from a compressed break to then an actual like what was it, the actual vertebrae itself fully popped off and like out of its place, so like nothing was actually even aligned anymore. It was pretty much like my head was detached, which thinking back to it when thinking back to it when I like actually like think like I'm talking about, it's like I fucking wild, because I'm just like, it's so casual to me, but it's like hearing this from the doctors now, we're actually thinking, I'm like, yo, like my head was kind of like detached for a couple seconds, you know, because when they put me on the gurney, that was, so when the second they did that, that was where the out of body experience happened. Whereas I swear to God, like I went from, I remember like people around me, I could hear, I couldn't really see nothing. I could feel, I could wiggle my toes, wiggle my hand, like everything was fine. And then the second the helmet came off, I remember like talking to myself too in my head. I'm like, yo, you're tired. You should just like give people a break. You're being an annoying piece of shit right now. Like you should just shut your mouth and let them do their job.
Were you talking though, or this was just you thought it was all happening? This
is me just talking to myself in my brain. And then at that point in time where I was like, yeah, I am tired. Like, you know, I should just close my eyes, go to bed. Closed my eyes, and remember the second I closed my eyes, I'm not like looking down on myself. I'm like, yo, okay. And that was weird. And then we got into, then I watched them load me into the back of the ambulance on like the gurney and everything. Watched the doors close on me. And then it was like the second the doors closed on me, I remember watching the ambulance go away, and then it was like just black, straight, just darkness. And the next thing you know, I'm like waking up in the hospital, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and I don't remember shit. And I'm now being told everything that's happening, and like I can't. And it took me a week and a half, 2 weeks to relearn how to walk and talk properly. So like I was just a mess. And then
some people might say that experience is like your soul leaving your body. And
honestly, I think it was. I genuinely think it was, because and if it wasn't that, as dumb as it sounds, I think it was like what's the word for that? I'm kind of thinking it's like your spirit, you know, like maybe it's kind of the same thing as your soul, I guess, right? But like
your energy,
it's kind of just, and maybe it's like the Buddhist way and like the moves by, because you know how a lot of people get they say in the Buddhism way is like you get reincarnated but until you live as many good lives as you can. Mm-hmm. And the way I think of it is like, okay, well, if I did actually have that outer body experience, maybe that was like, that was like almost like a mini reincarnation, because I swear to God, every moment and life event after that for the next 3 months, deja vu, straight deja vu. Like I remember living it, remember it like to a T. Like I like could predict the next thing that happened. And it was crazy. And like the stupidest part, because I remember I was like, you know, what are the chances that, you know, we get home? Because my super is, you know, unfortunate with the breakup with my ex, like very bad, but very grateful for her for doing what she did and literally putting me back together as a person, as a man for that week and a half, 2 weeks.
You were like Humpty Dumpty, and she helped.
Literally a child, so I couldn't bathe myself, feed myself, do anything really. So because of her, I'm grateful for that. But the thing though about it that was crazy to me was the fact that when it came to the actual life stuff, like I remember saying to myself, what are the chances, you know, that I get lit on fire by my girlfriend because she like is filling up the propane tank wrong or going for a dab. And you know what happened? I got lit on fire, and I literally was a ball of smoke, and I had no eyebrow on, like I was missing half eyebrow on my left one. I had no right eyebrow. I was literally burnt like in a crispy ball right after the hospital, in a neck brace, everything, in a robe, neck brace, on fire. Didn't even last like 2 hours after being released from the hospital. And then we went to bed, so it was fine. I was okay, but like
eyebrows grow back.
Like exactly, like I was okay. I was burnt, but I was okay. It smelled crispy. But other than that, it was like everything I could recall. Like I was like, okay, well tomorrow we're gonna get a phone call again about like, you know, how it's gonna be something stupid too. It's gonna be how like your car needs to get renewed, even though you don't need a renewal on your car because we just put the insurance on 2 weeks ago. Got a phone call. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like every little thing, like I was like predicting random things too, and it would happen. And it was so stupid. And I'm like, yo, am I in a simulation or like have I actually remembered this? But I thought that for this like first 2-3 months after I like actually came back alive. I was like, yo, did I get reincarnated? Like, have I lived this life before? And then other stupid things like some of the things I've thought about after that, I'm like, yo, like if we were really a simulation or anything like that, and like super dumb and hypothetical, probably stoner brain, but uh, if every time you hit your head or crash or like something like that, like a concussion, what if it's instead of like you crash and you're just dying and being put into the same body in a different version on a computer? You know, it's like a new like restarting, like restart.
Yeah.
And I thought, and that's how it felt. It generally like I saying this out loud. It sounds so stupid, and I feel stupid saying it, which is
I
fine.
don't think it's stupid at all.
But at the same time, that's how it felt. It really did feel like that for the 2-3 months after. Was like I'm in a video game or in a simulation, and I know everything's gonna happen. Like I'm just someone's viewing my controllers, and I don't really know what to do.
We went through a very serious injury, and the brain is a marvelous thing. So,
it's awesome.
That may have been one of the ways your body and brain were dealing with that trauma. And when you were having these experiences, and you could, for lack of a better word, see the future.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself and how you were going to recover and how you're going to get through that at all?
Yeah, actually, there was a couple. I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple parts even like last month that I had a couple deja vus from my crash, where I thought to myself when I remember like, when I had a dream. Actually, I went to bed one night and had a dream in my like where it was like I was thinking to myself, like like it'd be, and I was making friends with a bunch of like riders from France and all that, and then couple years later, like literally a couple years later, it was like I started riding back up on my bike and all that, and some riders from France showed up, and next thing you know, I'm now friends with a Red Bull Rampage rider, Louis Rebel.
Crazy.
And that like when I found and I got to ride with them and hang out and like Alexis Boutine, all like so I go to Whistler and I just hang out with a bunch of French guys like that ride professionally from France and that used to ride Red Bull Rampage, and it's like the connections that happened, and it's like the deja vu moments. It's like, yo, why do I remember riding with professional riders but not remember riding with them? And then the whole day it was like, why do I also remember like going to the beach with them and them asking me like, yo, like we should go to the beach. I'm like, oh, I know a couple of beaches, and then we went to a beach and like, oh, come with us, and then spent the whole 3 days that they were in Kamloops with them just hanging out riding bikes, and it was so sick, and dreamt about that 2 years prior.
It's almost like super manifestation. If you dream it and see it, you believe it can happen.
And honestly, it did. That's what it felt like. It like that. I kind of manifested in the end, where it was like either deja vu or a manifestation. And honestly, anything that I've now that comes up like that now, where it's like a deja vu, I don't think of it really like deja vu anymore. I'm like, yo, I remember dreaming about that, or I remember thinking that. And if this is really happening right now, then like I'm doing something right.
Sure. You were mentioning in that story, a couple of years later, you picked up the bike again. How long did it take before you were, back on the slopes?
Well, so it took, to be actually back on like the bike where I was like doing tricks, flips and all that, it took me, it took me 3 weeks because, well, I was supposed to be on bed rest for a year and a half.
Yeah, fuck that,
Doctors,
right?
no, yeah, fuck that. I was back at the gym in crutches, neck brace. And that was, I think, a week and a half, 2 weeks after I relearned how to walk and talk. So I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks after breaking my neck. I was like, I can't stay in bed. And my girlfriend's pissed off at me. So and like the dogs need to be walked or something. Like I can't just sit here and do nothing. Like,
well, movement is healing, right?
Exactly. So then at that point in time too, I was like, well, if I just do minor stuff like pull-ups, like nothing, like not actual like weight, but if I just do body weight calisthenics at the gym, I'm not hurt. What's the worst that could happen? I'm literally doing a pull-up. I fall and because I did a pull-up, or I can't do a pull-up because I don't have the strength to do a pull-up.
Is that how you got into calisthenics? Because of the injury?
Yeah, it was because of the injury. Okay. So that pull-up bar we have at the heavy metal there where it kind of like inclines out?
Yeah. The ladder one?
Yeah. So I started my process literally back after breaking my neck and immediately to that bar, started with just on the pull-up bar, and it was dumb as it sounds. I started by, instead of doing pull-ups, I started trying to like just go from here, pull up and jump all the way up, like just jump the bar,
Yeah.
like kind of parkour style. And I was like, yo, this like, and then slowly that grew, and then it came from doing that to then I was doing that with pull-ups,
Yeah.
and then I started doing archer pull-ups, and then I started would go back down and do that, and then I started incorporating my actual fingertip muscles. And that was where the middle finger, like back lever came in, because I learned how to do pull-ups with only like the tips of my fingers on a 2x4. So you know how like there's the 3 2x4s going up?
Yeah.
I actually climb the 2x4s instead.
Okay.
So instead of I'll put my fingertips like this, and I'll actually pull up, climb, pull up, climb, pull up, and I'll actually then back down, and I'll do like sets of that up and down as many as I can.
Sounds like you could have had a career as a rock climber then too.
Honestly, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, the
But
finger strength already.
I'm a little scared to rock climb. I'm more scared to go upside down on a hill, on a rock climb where I'm gonna fall. Than it's like, hey, I fell on my bike. It's my own fault. This is like my strength, literally just like, nah, I'm done. And yeah, that's scary to me. I have mad respect for rock climbers.
Oh, they're crazy. So how old were you when you had that tumble?
This was 2021 August 18th.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're coming up on 4 years then.
Coming close to, yeah, it was at 5:30 in the afternoon was when I was picked up and diagnosed, like actually labeled as dead.
Yeah.
And I wasn't actually like conscious and like actually back to myself until about like 1:30 in the morning. It was fully non-cognitive for about like 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
It was a wild time.
Do you celebrate that day when it comes up?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Every time that day comes up, I just send. I go to the bike ranch or I go biking and I just send. This sounds really stupid, but like something about that day, just every time, it's kind of like a great day, and like it's almost like a party. It's like, hey, and it's not even like purposeful. Just good things happen on that day, whereas people are not free or not busy, and it's like they're all free and they're like, hey, we should go to the beach. We should do this, and it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, let's do that. The chances of this being on the day that I died, very slim, but it's happening. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have a great day, and let's just have a good time. And then I get to have like in my own personal like mind, I can like be like, yo,
I'm still here.
Like,
yeah,
I'm enjoying this right now. This could have not happened.
When you first got back on it, do you have any anxiety about hitting anything?
The anxiety I had, honestly, was mainly because when I first started biking again, I was still in the relationship with my ex, and that was why I came a huge pause on why I stopped kind of progressing, and like what we were talking about earlier of why I chose love instead of the career.
Chose a different love.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a big scare, and for the first time in my life, I was like, yo. I actually like I tell everybody as a joke. I'm like, hey, I'll tell you I love you every time. Like whether you're family or you're a bro. Like I have a lot of friends, like best friends. I'll tell them I love them on the phone. I don't care because I do.
Yeah.
And like I want them to know, just in case I crash my bike and I don't come and I'm not breathing again.
Well, there's the family you're born with, and there's the family you choose.
Exactly.
Right?
But it was that the one time that I actually generally didn't think anything of it, and I remember too what I said. I told my buddy because he wanted to leave after. I'm like, yo, we should go get like some A&W or something. Like I'm kind of done. Like I'm kind of tired. It's starting to get windy. I'm done. He's like, yeah, we should. I'm like, want to take a toke? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, so we took a toke, and then I was like, yo, I'll meet you at the bottom. I'll go after because I kind of want to like trick every jump. Was tricking every jump. Everything was fine, and then the very last jump, I was just gonna throw a big moto whip. And then impulsively, as I was going, I was like, fuck it. And then that was when I went to go throw the trick. And then the wind picked up. Everything just went to shit. But I remember right before all of that, the steps leading up to being on the phone with my ex saying, yeah, I'm just taking a toke right now. And then what do you want from me? And W, like, we'll be home. I'll be home like 45 minutes. Next thing you know, that 45 minutes into her getting a phone call from the hospital, getting a phone call from the police, getting phone calls from the people at the bike ranch. It went from 50 people at the bike ranch having a great time to no one's at the bike ranch. Like I made it a ghost town all because of the crash, which I felt so bad for too, because it was like, yo, 50 people having a great day and one person fucked the whole shit up. But I mean, it is what it is at this point, right? But it was, that was the biggest thing for me was all of those thoughts in my head, I was like, okay, if I put her through that one more time, this is a relationship ender. Like I can't do that again to her. Like she literally picked me up from nothing, fed me, bathed me. Like literally, I was a child for a week and a half, and because in this woman, I'm still here, kicking strong, and I look like a monk, but I'm still kicking. And that was where I was like, hey, I guess I should just do it as like a hobby now and start focusing on work. And then I went to construct, and then I started focusing on that. And my buddy at that time, Jordan Calababa, he ended up hitting me up and then on Facebook and got into finances, which so I ended up becoming like doing financial advising for a bit there. I'm still trying to do that, but I ended up screwing myself. So I had lost my license because I didn't renew it. So I don't have a license now legally for that. So I legally cannot actually sell people life insurance anymore. So now I got to go back to school for that. But so that's money though too, right? So unfortunately for that, now I'm choosing between biking or financial advising, and choosing biking right now. So, but that was where I chose before, was the relationship and financial advising. It was like, it's too dangerous right now. I can't do that to her again.
Okay. Yeah.
And now it's like a whole 180, because the girl I'm with now, she supports all of it. She loves everything about it. And she just wants me to be happy. And that makes me happy. And bringing her with me along, it makes me happy. So just keep doing it and hoping it grows and trying to make as much videos and content.
Well, they say that people that truly find that success in something they're passionate about, they don't have a fucking plan B. It's they know what they're going to do. There's plan A, and if plan A doesn't happen, they're going to die.
Yeah.
So you got to go all in.
Exactly. And unfortunately, I've had so many plan A's that had plan B's, plan C's, plan D's.
You got a backup plan, then it's okay if plan A doesn't work out. I got plan B, but if you're in a position where plan A doesn't work out, you're truly giving it your all. And that's where you're really going to see those jumps in, whether it's your content or you hit that triple backflip one day or whatever it is. Like, you know what you need to do, and you pour every ounce of your being into being successful or succeeding or getting that pro card. Like, that's where you're going to have that success, when you fully commit to it. Because when you got one foot in and you got one foot out,
it's so easy to take the other foot back out.
Exactly.
So easy. But when you have both feet in, it's really hard to turn around. Like, you physically have to actually turn around and say, no, I'm closing that door. Compared to the other way, it's like, I'm testing the water.
Yeah.
So your foot might not even fully be in the door. It might just be your toe, right? So then...
Yeah, I'm an all-in kind of guy. Even growing up, I would get fucked up doing stuff and get injured, or I was in the sport and I gave it. I'm not naturally talented at sports, but I would give it everything. My mom always said I would never half-ass anything. I'd full-ass it. So if I was going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it.
Exactly.
There's no other way.
Got to give
in my
120%.
Yeah,
that was same way growing up. Was I think that's also just. Maybe just also generation too, and the way like we also grew up is I've noticed that kids nowadays, like, they don't have the parents saying, hey, go get hurt. Oh, you fell on your face, how did that feel? Oh, you fell on your face, that was funny as fuck, you looked like an idiot. When I fell on my face, the amount of times that my parents or like people around me would laugh their ass off and be like, hey, that was stupid, you idiot. Like, how did that feel? Or like,
you don't learn from your successes, you learn from your failures.
Exactly.
You know why you didn't hit that flip the one time.
Exactly.
But if you would hit it perfect that first time and you never fucked up,
it's hard to then fuck up. You're scared to then fuck up. Compared to now, if you fuck up all the time, which I do all the time, especially on the bike. Oh my God. Way too many times. I'm not scared to fuck up. I'm more scared of like, okay, I fucked up. How long is it gonna put me out now? How long can I not ride the bike?
I would wonder too if you don't have these crashes, because as you're crashing, you're learning how to better basically fail and fall.
Yeah.
So maybe you hit it perfectly so many times and you didn't have any injuries leading up to the time that you smashed your face. If you hadn't have landed the way you did, maybe it could have been fucking worse, but you landed the way that you did because you knew, like, oh shit, like, this is going to happen. So instinctively you got ready in that position. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then that's the other thing too, is a lot of, like, I know, for example, that crash, there was so much I should have done. Like, I could have just let go and thrown the bike. and I would have landed on my back. Probably would have been fine.
Or you could have broken it
like
worse than your neck.
I mean, well, you never know, right? Because
Yeah.
if I threw the bike, I could have just landed on the dirt. But I held on to the bike, went face first to the bars. So that's the other thing, right? Is because it already happened. I can't go back and change it. I can't think about, oh, what could have happened, and not because who cares? It already happened, right?
And that's not a way to live life either. What shoulda, woulda, coulda? No, it's
exactly. So now what the way we gotta, or at least I look at it for biking wise, and mainly because that crash really put a big perspective on it. It's like, okay, if I am gonna crash, I'm crashing at 100%. And I'm crashing with the determination of crashing, where it's like, I'm gonna try this. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna crash. I know I'm gonna crash, but I'm still gonna try. And if I do that, it makes it so much easier because I'm like, okay, I predicted it.
for it, so
Like I predicted, like I knew I was gonna crash, but I threw it. Now I have the confidence because I actually threw it, and now I got that adrenaline pumping. I'm sore now. My body's like, oh, dude, stop. Call it. Throw the towel. I'm throwing the towel. Like we're ringing the bell. We are ringing the bell for you, please.
tap out.
And I'm like, nah, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Let me cook. And then magic happens. Like just kind of just how it goes, unfortunately, with some stuff. And it's at least me for me personally for biking, that's just how it goes. I have to eat shit to do good.
Did it go through your mind like, maybe this isn't for me? Maybe I should.
Yeah, first thing.
Maybe I should
first
quit.
thing I did. That was the very first thing.
That was your you should quit moment.
That was also why I transferred over to the financial advising especially for also the relationship too. That was like, okay, yo, like that was bad.
Took the safe way.
And it was like, it wasn't like it was just like it was bad. It was like that was a small jump. That's something I've done every day. That was like that was a trick that like I did for fun for little kids. Because they were like, oh, could we see a cool trick? And that I could do like with my eyes closed.
Your go-to sort of thing.
And it was like the fact that I could do that with my eyes closed, and that was what took me out. It was like, oh, like, is this it? Like, and not even, it wasn't even also just that. It was also that I watched every other person around me who also was a phenomenal rider get their career fucked. Like Jake, for example, he broke his neck. Then a couple months later, my buddy Malcolm, who I used to like, and a kid who I mentored, like, and that kid is a great kid, like phenomenal kid, love that kid, and like good rider. He also broke his neck too, the same. So like and then me, and then right after that, then another couple pro riders broke their necks, and it was like people were breaking their necks that year, and just things were bad. And it was, to me, I was like, yo, like if it's this bad, not just for me but for other people, like, this might not be the way to, like, this might just not be the career to do anymore. It's hard. Like it's not even just hard. It's mentally taking. Like, oh, and actually one thing that I would love to express about is concussions are scary. Not on the fact of hitting your head, but what people don't understand about a concussion is it's really easy to heal. What's not easy about the concussion is the amount of times of a day, I'm not going to lie, that I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself all of these negative, really fucked up thoughts. And I have to think about it really intensely and be like, yo, that's post-concussion syndrome. You need to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of there right now. Like, that's a door you opened that cannot be opened. And that's and I love being autistic because of that. Because I think that's a real reason why I'm able to do everything and why I'm so sane. Because on an actual like doctor board, people have looked at me and be like, yo, how have you had that many concussions and you haven't killed yourself, or you aren't like actually like clinically insane? Football players have had this many concussions that you've had and have already killed themselves or actually been in the psych ward. Yep. I'm like, well, I've been in the psych ward a couple of times, but like, but like that's my own fault because, you know, I was a child and most people go through that depression stage when they're teenagers. Mine, unfortunately, was more drastic. But like, because of that autism, I genuinely think I'm like, that's where I can actually feel myself spiraling. And I know it because it's like, it's a gut aching feeling in my chest. And it's like heart, chest, just everything sinks to my stomach. And like, I'm about to like shit myself. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Like, I'm like, oh, like I'm feeling heavy. Like the weight just all went to my feet. Something's wrong. And then I'm starting to think all these negative thoughts. And it's like, yo, that road looks real promising right now. Yo, what if you just like, whoa, right there, that semi truck. I'm like, no, no, no. Post concussion syndrome. Like, bro, think straight. Nothing's wrong. Life's fine. You're just literally dealing with the symptoms of a concussion that you have to deal with now every day. And remember, snap the fuck out of it.
At least you're able to recognize that that's happening.
And that's what I'm so grateful for and I think it's because I'm autistic. I generally think it is. Like, that's my superpower, that I can generally pick out those things. And I think don't quote me on this medically, but like, I think also the smoking weed helps with that, because I'm not thinking thousands of thoughts anymore. I'm thinking only like maybe 100 thoughts in a minute compared to hundreds of thousands of thoughts of different shit plus the negative thoughts. Instead, I'm just thinking about food and bikes and the dog and my family and finances, not thinking about that stuff and everything and random stuff.
Does it ever cross your mind when you're having these dark moments and you're pulling yourself out and you're thinking about, stepping in front on that road, that because you go so hard on the bike, like if you're going to go your way?
Yeah. And I think that's the other reason too of how it's easier to snap out of it sometimes, is I'm able to, once I'm feeling myself spiral, I'm able to deflect. And then once I've deflected that thought just enough, I'm able to then snap out of it just enough where I'm still spiraling, but I can analyze that, like, this is just the concussions speaking to you right now. Oh, excuse me. And where then I'm like having to now thinking like, okay, if this is concussion speaking, well, you hit your head. Well, yeah, it was funny. And now I'm like, yeah, think about it. Like, you literally went face first into the side of a motorhome and got concussed. That's funny as shit. Like, you knocked yourself out on a motorhome hanger. That's stupid and funny. I'm like, okay, yeah, you got a point. And now it's just inner dialogues talking to my own voice, which also makes it sound crazy. But like, now I'm talking to those voices, right? Yeah. And saying, yo, like, it was funny. It was okay.
Yeah.
And then it goes away slowly, and to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, I've hit my head that many times. It's going to happen where I'm going to just be thinking I'm crazy or thinking that things are not okay, when in reality, it's all fine. Yeah. Rainbows and butterflies, you just in a little spiral because that symptom kicked up. It's like people who are bipolar. Sometimes they just randomly are happy. It's not their choice. It's
up and down, yeah.
Unfortunately, the way the chemicals in their brain are.
Yep.
And the difference is I did this to myself from the amount of hits to my brain. And it's obviously different. So, like, everything's different on that. But, like, I've noticed it does give me similar symptoms. Like, for example, like sometimes I have mood swings where it's like I do feel like I'm bipolar sometimes. But again, I can now relate to that and be like, oh yeah, the concussions. It like, and let's say I go talk to a psychiatrist or a therapist. Most of those people will be like, oh, you should be put on, like, they'll put me on medication for this. At that point in time, now I'm like, okay, that's the problem. Not, okay, what is the actual whole story?
Yep.
Which I've now started to realize with myself. You can't just say, oh, here's the problem, let's fix it. You have to say, here's the problem, what's the story of the problem?
And what tools do you have to get yourself through that? And you've created these tools.
And that's where I'm at now, and at the stage of my life where I'm now, okay, I've had these many concussions. I'm playing it more safe, where I don't take as bit, or sometimes a kid will look at me and be like, yo, you should do this. And it's like the tiniest bit windy, or like I woke up that day and I woke up really groggy and just heavy and just, I don't feel
an off day.
I just don't feel there. I'm like, and I'm not going to throw a backflip because the kid's telling me to. A year ago, a kid will tell me to do a backflip. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it for the kids. Do it. You know, if I body myself, I body myself. But ever since that crash, it's like, I really analyze, really think. I'm like, okay, if I crash right now and I crash hard, is that a week off of biking? Is that a couple of days off biking? How much off days of biking is that? And how many gym days is that now? Because every day I'm not on the bike is the days I'm at the gym. And every day I'm not at the gym is the days I'm on the bike. So it's like, you got to weigh now what you're actually pursuing. And then the other problem too with that is those off days that I'm not on the bike and I'm at that gym, and I'm now I was so focused on just grinding that now if I go to the gym, just do the same thing and I go back to the bike, all that process that and progress I was doing a week before on the bike, gone. Because I'm focused on like, oh, how was my chest press feeling? Like, was I popping out enough? Was I sticking my? I'm thinking stuff like that instead of thinking, okay, my body's also sore because I've now worked out different muscle groups in the way of like bodybuilding or the way of like CrossFit style, like any way of building my muscles instead of building myself for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
so you need sport specific exercises.
Exactly. So now I started doing that, and it helps to an extent. Don't get me wrong, but there are still some days where it's like those off days, I'll be on the bike and I'm like, yo, like I should maybe just go home, or I should maybe just go to the gym, or like maybe I should just not be here right now because like something could go wrong and it doesn't feel right. But and then that's the other problem too is there's lots. The more you hit your head, those days become so frequent, and to get out of that, you have to force yourself to have a good day too. So it's like the days, and you don't know if it's actually if you're having an off day because of that, or if you're having an off day because your body actually needs the off day.
Yes, you need rest,
and that's the problem. Is now too with the concussions with that is once you get into that stage where it's like, okay, I think I'm having an off day because I'm having an off day. Like for example, like that kid when he's like, oh, you should throw a backflip. I'm like, oh, I'm having an off day today. I'm just like, I don't really feel like it. Was I having that off day because the post-concussion syndrome's kicking in and I'm now thinking bad thoughts? Or am I having an off day because I slept wrong and my body's actually not okay? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if it's that mental part, it's like, well, you're fine. Like, just do the flip. And then now, the second I've done that flip, now the kid's happy. Now I'm out of that spiral and out of that slump. And now the next 2-3 weeks, I'll be cooking and just absolutely throwing banger after banger and I'll be fine. But how do you, the problem is, how do you know which one it is?
Learning to know which one it is.
Yeah. And that's the hard part.
Yeah. I've had some concussions, but I don't have symptoms as you've had. I've only had 3 or 4, I think. But anytime I'm in a deep run in an ultra, there'll be times, and they call it the pain cave, and then those dark thoughts creep in. My first ultra, I'll never forget. It's kilometer 43 of a 50-kilometer race, and about 5 kilometers before, so I was cramping, and I was like, "Fuck! I need more electrolytes, more salt." So I slammed like a liter and a half of water mixed with electrolytes. Cramps went away. Great. Yeah. I get this fucking boost of energy, and I'm running. Yeah. But then I've taken in too much water, so now I'm feeling sick. So from, I think it was like 37 was when I slammed it. So from 37 until the end 50, I couldn't drink any water. I couldn't eat anything.
Because you just felt bloated and sick. Like
I was holding it back. Didn't want to throw up because then you feel worse.
Yeah.
And at 43 there's this huge climb, and you have to do this twice. So I've already done it once, so I know how bad it is. And I broke down. I started crying. I'm out there alone for like 6 hours at that point, and I'm crying. And I pull my cell phone out. I text my fiance. I'm like, when I cross the finish line, I just need a fucking hug. And that was it.
Yeah.
And then I looked at that, and I'm like, I could quit. And I'm like, fuck, I got this far. Yeah. Even if I just walk the rest of it, I'm finishing this fucking race.
Exactly.
So I'm walking. And it was so bad at sometimes. It wasn't even that bad of an incline at some of the points, but you know how like if you're walking up this way, or you could walk diagonal, and then it's not as much of an incline. So parts of it, there's a 10-foot path. I would take 40 feet to go up 10 feet.
Just because that mindset and your mentality just went from up here to down here so fast.
And I just had to keep going forward. So I'm going up, and it's dark in there. And since then I've developed this kind of mindset, this trick for myself. And that's kind of where you should quit comes from, is the start of anything that I'm going to be doing hard right away. I'm a kilometer in. I'm like, you should quit. I'm telling myself that. And then by the time I get to that dark place, and maybe I'm a little bit delirious or dehydrated or whatever it is, I didn't keep up my nutrition, and then my brain starts telling me I should quit. I can't differentiate at that point between me saying it and that dark side of my brain saying it. And it's like, you should quit. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to think it. It's doing it for me. Like, and then I'm not in such a dark place. The dark times still happen.
Yeah,
I still hit that
little
low
dialogue telling me, hey, throw in the towel, and no one's going to stop you.
Yeah, you don't
no one's
have
going
to
to
do
stop you.
this. Like, you're not here to impress anyone. But
the evil devil on your
yeah,
shoulder.
man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But because I've said that for hours by that point, and it's like,
then you've learned to tune it out.
yeah, and I hear
so
it,
hard,
but it doesn't affect me because I'm a really big like I love like negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the gym with my buddies and they're like, "Fuck you, you can't do that. Like you're never gonna lift that." Like, if you tell me I can't do something,
Oh, it pisses me off. I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna fucking do it. That's the way. And my fiance will use it against me, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to do this." And then she thinks it's a bad idea because maybe I'll hurt myself or something. And she say, "Oh yeah, that's okay. Let's go do that." And I'm like, "Oh okay." But if she says, "I don't think you should do that," I'm like, "Oh, I'm fucking doing it. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna send it, and I might get hurt." Like that's so. You see this fresh scar here?
Yeah.
So we're in Bali, and then we have the villa, and there's a pool. And I said, I'm like, think I could jump over that bush into the pool? I'm like, I can Superman over that. And they're like, I don't know, man. I don't think you can do that. I'm like, oh, I can fucking do it. So I back up and I fucking just start going. And right before I jump, I step and the deck's wet, and I just fucking bail, and I go through this tree. And it's this spiky,
I
like.
love how you went through it.
Oh,
though.
dude.
You didn't stop at it. You went through
Oh, I
it.
fucked
you
it
had
up.
the speed.
I should have checked it before because the branches were thick, and I smashed them, and I'm all cut up. And I put it on Instagram. Everyone laughed. It was pretty funny. And it's good to laugh at those kind of things.
Exactly.
But if you slow it down, and I have the video so you can like stop it. What actually happens is there's the bush, and then it's right on the edge of the water. But then there's a lip, and my head's coming for the lip, and then I didn't. It's just the way I was spinning.
Yeah.
My hand actually plants on it, and I push away from the edge. If I hadn't planted, boom! It's like the second day there, I would have lost all my teeth. And
I honestly, I think that was just your cat-like reflexes kicking in. Because I swear, there's sometimes like I've had similar situations where I've seen people do things. I'm like, there's no way. Like there's like 2 days ago, shit you not, 2 days ago, I was at the skate park and like I'm with my buddy, and I kid you not, this kid's coming out of the bowl and he's on a scooter. He went to go do a tail whip and he had no speed. I was laughing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I feel bad. But like he came up, and this kid, he domed himself, like stomach first, right on the cope, like right on the edge, just stomach first. And then I watched this kid go boom, he domed his teeth so hard, and I bit myself so hard because I didn't want to laugh. But at the same time, it was so funny because then he got up and then immediately was just like, and then started looking, and then no reaction, looked around because there was no reaction. He was like trying to play it off. I'm like,
yeah, I'm fine.
So then at that point in time, I was like, okay, well, like he's okay. So I went up to him, I was like, good bail. So I gave him a fist bump, and he was like, yeah. He was like, I'm okay. I'm like, I know you are. And then rode away. So my other buddy who saw it as well, we're now talking about it, and he's like, yo, did you see that kid? I'm like, yeah, I saw that kid. Like, he went down, like, biffed it. And then, so we're talking about, and this kid can hear us, like, which I did not know, and I felt bad. He came up to it, like, rode by, and he was like, watch this. Did it again, but didn't crash this time. And we're like, good job, buddy. Good job.
Learn from his failure.
It was more. So I didn't know if it was he learned from the failure or if he learned from the like us talking about it a little bit. But he then came after. He was like, "Yo, I did it. See that?" And we're like, "Yeah, you did." Yeah. And then he came and hung out with us for the rest of the skate park session. Cool kid too. Like it turns like he thought we were actually making fun of him. And then, so when he came and talked to us all, and he was like, yeah, that's why I did it. Like, I did it. Like, I can do that, And we weren't like making fun of you. I hope you know that, right? Like, we were laughing because like that was a pretty decent crash. And like the way you tried to play it off, you didn't play it off. But like, we're proud of you. And he was like, oh, okay. I thought you were just trying to bully me. And I'm like, we were just like, no,
you want him to do well.
We were just laughing because like you crashed, you ate shit. It was funny. Yeah. Like. That's it. We didn't want you to crash again, but we thought it was funny. It was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah. You were that scooter kid once, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I was. I was. I was that scooter kid at the skate park, thinking I was the coolest shit ever because I could do a backflip.
You know what? I'm thinking back. I am like 90% certain I filmed you once doing a backflip.
Probably, honestly.
At the skate park on the scooter.
If you were there with your kids, most likely, yeah.
I was there
Because like I was there a lot, and I was the only person that could do a backflip at the time.
Yeah, this
and
would
it
have been
was
like
my favorite thing to do.
Like 6 years ago, and you were like riding around with your shirt off.
Yeah, and I was probably had, and like I was probably, and if not that, I was probably wearing like I had like an orange scooter with black bars, and like
I don't remember the scooter color, but I'm pretty sure. I'm like, you know,
that was also
I'm,
when
I'm
everybody was
certain.
so nice too. Like all the skaters were so nice.
Yeah, this was
there.
before COVID, and like
everyone was nice.
And I don't know, was there running or something when I was walking by, and you're like, hey man, can you film me? And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I would like that's probably something like, and if it was. Because, yeah, there's quite a few people that I would ask to film just because, like, I also loved making friends with people.
Yeah.
Like, if you're there and you're hanging out and you look friendly and, like, I'm going to make talk. This is who I am. It's kind of just in my nature. But, yeah, no, that probably was me.
Were you, like, one of the only guys that could hit a backflip, too?
Yeah. At the time, I was the only one that could do a backflip.
It had to have been
lived
you.
in town.
Look at that, man. This was meant to be.
Literally, yeah.
We met before we even knew we met.
Hell yeah. Literally.
Wild.
I mean... Small town though too, right? That just goes to show.
I mean, it's not that small. It's like 100,000. Where I'm from, small.
That's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
But like, I swear, man, the amount
it's
of
meant to be. It's the universe,
people,
right?
The amount of people that I keep running into in Kamloops, I was like, yo, this is not a small town, but it is a small town.
That's wild.
Small enough.
Like, because I can't believe. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Oh. I got to ask though. I see you brought a journal.
Yeah, so
or
I brought
what do we have
this.
Here?
So I brought this book. So I'll show it to the camera. It says Finn's Stories and Memories. So this is for like a booklet that we're filling out. So we have a bunch of stories actually here. So in the first page says a gift to the loving family of Finn. So this is my buddy Finn who passed away from skin cancer, unfortunately. Last year. It was, and he's a phenomenal kid, so I'm actually really excited to share one of these stories here with you guys. But absolute sender, this phenomenal kid. He was, I think 17, 18 years old at the time.
So young.
And he came from Germany. He was just here to ride bikes and just, make a career of himself out here. And like was also school because, we have a good educational system. And, at the end of the summer, like right after COVID and all that, he had just a normal blood work test and all that had to do because I guess for being exchange students or something like that, you have to do like stuff like that. I guess
see how healthy you are, sort of thing.
Yeah, especially with after COVID and all that, he had to show that he could go to Germany and come back and not be like
a drain on the medical system or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when he came back, so we went to Germany, came back, and then. It was almost like a month after that, he started getting sick. And then after that, and then winter kind of came along. He was still riding, but just wasn't really okay. And then near the end of the winter, he went and did a checkup and found out that he had stage 4 skin cancer. And that was where like everything just everything hit the fan, obviously. So he flew back home to his family, started chemotherapy immediately. And honestly, the only unfortunate and the sad part to this whole story is he was fine. Like literally to the last 48 hours, like he was living life, riding bikes, like literally in Germany, just being a kid, having a great time and sharing memories and stories, just sharing the love. But yeah, no. So, and then all of a sudden, last time I spoke to him, he was talking about coming to Kamloops this summer to ride bikes again because chemo was going great. And that was last time I spoke to him. And then I saw on Instagram someone post "Rest in Peace, Finn." So immediately went into a deep scroll into a search, and then the next couple days after that was, not gonna lie, borderline gonna send myself to the psych ward. Like was mentally breaking down, just couldn't cope. It was bad I'm not gonna lie, because
so he obviously meant a lot to you then.
Yeah, honestly, he was a good kid. Like he wasn't like a best friend, but like he was a good friend to the point and made good memories and he just did so much for our community, not just for the skate park or biking, but for the actual Kamloops community. He did so much for the kids and everyone around him that it's genuinely heartbreaking to be like, yo, how could we actually lose such a good soul? And it just like that. And literally within 48 hours, he went biking, posted a video, within that, literally posting the video, that night he had a family dinner. It's because so actually Juan, anyone who does by any chance know Finn and has information or wants to put in this, we're sending to the family in like 4 weeks from now. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram for this, jacob.dean2000. But yeah, Juan got a text from his mom that night after the dinner saying that he just wasn't feeling good and that they're going to hospital. And then literally that night, he just within a matter of hours, the second he showed up to that hospital, like a couple hours, he declined and then passed away that literally on that hospital trip. So it was
heartbreaking.
It was honestly quite devastating especially because that was Juan, who's a great friend of his, was like a family friend and a neighbor. So they grew up together, and then hearing that and then seeing it on Instagram, and then so we just had to do a group ride and do something for him to show that he meant something to the community out here.
Sounds like you had a lot of great memories with him. When you think of Finn and you think of him happy and smiling and riding, what's your favorite memory with him?
Oh my God! Okay, I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite memories is, so you know how I was telling you how I love free ride, like that's my thing. Finn has a video, and it's one of the funniest fucking videos too. There's this old guy, and it's at the bike ranch there. There's a sign. I'm not gonna lie, that says no free ride. And unfortunately, the free ride section, like it's history where it says no free ride. They only have that there because it's BC Provincial Park. But what they don't know though is like that's history from 40 to 50 years ago, and it's still history to this day that people ride. It's just you can't. But this one old dude was walking his dog, and me, Finn, and Juan, like we're all, and like I can't remember who else. There was one other dude, but we're riding. We were gonna do some free ride, and we're riding down the hill, just having a great time. It's all on video, and he's like screaming bloody murder, like he's like. And the worst, the only thing that was bad about it is, he literally looked at Finn and he said, "I hope you kill yourself on your bike. Like, I hope the next time you crash on your bike, you die." And like, he's saying all this fucked up shit. Yet all we're thinking to ourselves is, Finn could fuck him up right now with one saying. He's like, "Yo, I got stage 4 cancer. I could die right now." And like, he could have fucked him up. But like, just him, and all he did, and he just laughed. He's like, "Free ride." But we got free ride. And like, it's on video. Like, the video is hilarious. So if you get the chance, definitely check out the video. It's fucking hilarious. And he shreds. But that's what I think about every time is just, he loved to ride. He was whenever I saw it, he never didn't have a smile on his face. The second I saw him, he'd be like Jacob, and I'd be like Finn, and immediate just smiles, riding. And then at the end of every ride, whether we were at the skate park or we were at the bike ranch, we always had to do some form of free ride. Always. That's how we ended it every day. So it was, if we were at the bike ranch, we'd always look at each other and be like, "Yo, shoots?" And he'd be like, "Shoots."
For those out there that aren't familiar on the lingo, what do you mean by free ride then?
So free ride is, instead of there being a trail, like let's say you just see a random mountain with like sagebrush, like literally sagebrush, just you see a mountain with no trail that you could walk up, and you're like, oh, like you're excursion nature.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent, like that is free ride. You find a hill, you don't do anything to it, you leave it completely natural, and you just ride down it, and you create something with your bike with no shovels, nothing.
So BC law says you can only bike in certain spots?
So in that section, they actually have a sign saying that you can't because it damages the nature wildlife. Yeah, it's.
Can you walk through there, though?
You're not supposed to. No.
Oh, you're not supposed to do anything there.
Yeah, because they're trying to restore it, so they don't want it to be free ride anymore.
Does
they want
say no walking?
No, they don't say anything about that. They just say free ride.
They just discriminate against you guys. Okay.
Because we're the only ones that walk up there and ride it.
Oh.
So no one wants to go up there except for us, because that's the free ride. That's like the big gnarly shoots where you're going down like steep as shit like this. You have no front. You just leave your front brake open. You lock your back brake and you pretend like you're skiing. You just fucking slide and cook.
I mean, before you had trails and stuff built, everything would have been a free ride.
I mean, think of a Barnhartville gravel pits.
Yeah.
You know, like when you see bikers riding down that, that's considered free ride.
Oh,
because
okay.
you don't have a trail. You're literally just, you have a mountain, your bike, and you're going.
Dude, we used to do that all the time as
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what we would do. We either, so at the end of every day, every ride ranch
Yeah.
or the skate park, we look at each other and be like, yo, gravel pit, gravel pit. And
Yeah.
then at the end of the gravel pit, he'd be rolling a joint and we'd be smoking a joint and I'd be smoking the dabs. And then we'd just be chilling, listen to reggae music and then having a good time. Like after that, it's like, yo, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, bro.
Sounds like he was an amazing person.
Oh, he was an
Meant a lot
amazing
to you.
dude. Oh, he honestly did. And yeah, actually, one of these stories is from one of my buddies who wrote this, actually. But so I'd love to share it with you guys.
Yeah,
So
please.
it's from my buddy Caden. And so he said, why I loved Finn. Every time I came to the skate park, he would push me to learn a new trick and helped me so much in my riding. For example, when I was learning how to bar spin, he would get me to do 5 bar spins a day, and it helped me so much. And then so that's what he wrote down, and then he actually explained more of it in the book, like outside of the book, around when we're having a fire and having some fireworks for him. But what he explained is like every time, and like when Finn actually saw me, it wasn't like, oh, you should do 5 bar spins. Finn would come up to me, be like, yo, let's see those 5 bar spins. Like he would force and be like, yo, come on, do it, let me see it. And he would force people to do it, like actually do it.
Get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Like some of the first tries that I've seen a lot of the kids at the skate park do, and first tricks they've ever learned, was because of Finn. And a lot of those kids that came riding at the bike ranch learned everything that they learned mainly from Finn literally at the skate park. And that was the cool part, is they transferred it from the skate park from on a BMX bike and they put it on a downhill bike. And they did that just for him. So it's like he didn't just do so much for the community and build memories just where he was while he was alive. It's like even after he passed, his name and his memories were enough for people to be like, yo, no, we have to do this. We got to do this. And then so, yeah, the whole day we spent for him, it was just, we did what Finn loved. We were like, hey, well, Finn loved biking. So we're going to do a day of riding outside. We're going to just spend the whole day outside. So we rode bikes from 9 a.m. until I think it was actually, I didn't leave the bike ranch until like 10:30 p.m. And then we had a campfire in Paul Lake for him because God forbid we have a propane fire. God forbid. No. If he did that, he would have been looking down and be like, yo, you spent a whole day dedicating me and you ended the day with a fake fire. He would have discriminated us or shunned us for sure. Like, try to smite us.
Sounds like a real one.
He was a great man. And like that was also the other thing too, is when I thought of actual like culture or just in general, just the type of society I hoped for. He was one of those people that fit into that, where he loved being outdoors. It was like you gave him a phone or you gave him the opportunity to go for a walk. Not even like go ride bike, like just go for like a 5-minute walk in the bush. He would have chose the bush every time.
yeah.
And it's like we're in a world now and it's like you can't do nothing like without social media. And it's sad, like, but it's also unfortunately the life we live, right? Like even my biking and like this podcast, what would we do without social media? Like we need it. It's a bad battle. It's a not winning one.
Yeah.
Right. So, but looking back at it, when it comes to that, we need more people who just want to ditch the phones. And if the phones do come out, it's like, yo, we're taking a video.
Yeah.
That's it. Like video, no, it's like, oh, we're scrolling. No, it's like, let's take a video and then go back to biking, or let's go back to the walk. Let's go back to swimming, doing just activities.
Well, they say that what you say and do lives way longer than you're going to. So it really sounds like he had a huge impact on a lot of people. And
he did. And that's why I
live on for a long time.
Exactly. And that's why I love this notebook that we've made for him, is because unfortunately to his family we were going to do a video call with his family, but we couldn't do that because Germany time, it's like a 9-hour difference, I think. And so by the time we were going to do the FaceTime call, we were going to do it around 7:38 and o'clock at night. But that was like 5 a.m. for them. So they just weren't able to. So we then came up with the idea of sharing the stories and all that instead of over FaceTime, over this. That way it's an actual physical memory that we can give them. And so then my girlfriend, she brought her camera and all that. So to take pictures too. So we have pictures from the entire day. We have over 300 pictures and like on her camera. And she has this like, oh, excuse me. She has this little sticker thingy that you can print it out. It's like kind of like the, you know, the
Polaroid,
yeah. But you can actually stick it in like as a sticker.
Okay.
So we're gonna literally dedicate the entire, like probably half of the book to just stickers and just either it's people, the pictures that people sent me of Finn, or whether it's of the ride for Finn.
Yeah.
And we're gonna then put it in this book, and yeah, we get to
it'll really
bring
show
it back
them,
to them.
yeah, how much he meant to people. And I can tell you from a personal experience, when I was 18, I got in a head-on collision on the highway. I've told this story before, but I was in the hospital for a month, and there was this little guest book, and people would come in and they would write in it and, you know, get well and all these sort of things. And I actually didn't read that. So it's been 20 years since that accident. I didn't open that book until this year.
Really?
It was the first time.
How was that?
Well, obviously, I have a lot of trauma from that event. There's a lot of physical trauma. I got over that, but there was a lot of mental trauma. And as you know, from going through injuries and stuff, and we push it down, we don't talk about it. And I just the idea of that book, it just kind of brought me back to that. But then when I finally read it and I'm going through it, and I thought I'd be crying, and I thought like there'd be this swell of emotion, but every page was just, I could feel the love, and and it brought a smile to my face to know that when I was going through this, I had such a support group, because a lot of time I was fucked up on morphine. I don't remember a lot of it. So I know how much that meant to me. So I know how much that's going to mean to his family. I think it's a beautiful thing that you've done for them.
Yeah, I definitely hope that it lives with them for as long as possible, and that it does good. But no, oh my God, like that. Yeah, no, that would be crazy. That, oh my God, yeah. That's shitty. I would never, and like not shitty in the way, like in a bad way, but I mean like just on, like I couldn't, from my perspective, looking over in the way, like I'm trying to generally think about like what it would feel like to have a book or like having a card of everyone getting the get well stuff, and then not just having that, not looking at it for years.
20 years, 2 decades.
Like 20. Yeah. See, for me, I'm hearing that. I'm like, yo, like that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking the first thing, I'm like, yo, how did you feel? Like, how did emotionally, like, if I had to feel somewhat euphoric too at the same time, where it was like
a weight off the shoulders, man.
Yeah. Like that's what I was thinking. Like, did it feel like the world just lift for you? Cause like, my God, I couldn't imagine having something like that and not looking like that. Would just, I'd want to look at it so badly, but at the same time too, like I can just now also think about too, like what you're thinking every time, and just like give me a second, like, oh yeah, no, I'm like, cause now traumatic memories picking right back up from the start. Yeah. It's like, oh, like,
when I had actually forgotten about it for years, and I actually thought about this when I asked you about when August 18th comes around, because it happened in March. I don't remember the day now because it's been so long, but every year would come up and I would start to feel anxious about it, and it got better over time. And then I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the day came and passed, and I didn't realize that it had come. So obviously I'd gotten over it quite extensively, but then my mom kept everything of mine. She's got, if I was in the newspaper, she has every single report card. She has every soccer picture, all those sort of things. But she brought to me, it would have been about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, a bin of my shit from when I was a kid. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm looking through, and I'm looking like, here's to my fiance. I'm like, this is what I look like when I was in high school. And she's like, well, I'm glad you grew the beard, and you were kind of an ugly duck. So it's cool to go through that. And at the bottom of it, there's this book, and I remember like, I have this red box in there. It's this old like whiskey box, and I picked it up, and there was the book, and I was like, I put the box back on top. Yeah. And then I didn't. It was there, but I didn't think about it, or I just kind of blocked it out, and it was there for another year. And then I was going back through that box again to look through pictures, and there it was again. And I was like, fuck. And I talked to Janelle, my fiance, about it. I'm like, there's this book, and I've never read it before. Yeah. She's like, we should read it. And I was like, I can't. And then eventually, one day, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then, luckily, with technology and stuff, and I have it filmed. I filmed myself doing it. Really, and I read it. So I read it out loud. I love that. And so I can look back and see the kind of joy I had from reading it. And I'm reading through it, and then there's one particular passage from. I was 18 at the time, so quite young, from an ex-girlfriend, and I haven't talked to her in decades, but. And then I would have thought it would have been something kind of worse. And then I'm reading everything out loud. But that was one of the things that I kind of kept to myself. And she said, I hope you get better. And, there some stuff happened between us, but I don't hold it against you. And I just wish you the best for like your recovery. And it was.
Oh, that would have felt good too.
Yeah, it was.
That would have been a good feeling.
I don't know, a little choked up.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's cathartic to tell it to someone who's I consider a friend already from this last 2 hours.
No, of course, yeah.
But essentially, you were a stranger at first, so I just getting back to it. I know that they're gonna really appreciate that, dude. That's wicked.
I'm glad because at first when we first had the idea, like we were hoping that it'd be good, and we thought like it would be a great idea, but like. At the back of our minds, we were definitely thinking, we're like, we don't know. Like, we just hope, fingers crossed. And like, we're just kind of praying a little bit like that, it does help kind of them ease a little bit into their next chapter. Cause it is a hard chapter. Like I would never be able to even process what it'd be like to lose a son or lose a daughter, just lose a child in general. That's a hard process. Thing to just process in general. But that's funny enough, a complete sidetrack though, but when you were talking about how like the events, what someone kind of brought up to that made me remember is with also kind of this is I actually have one card, and it's the only card I care about, full honesty. So sorry for any viewers that might have given me stuff, but this is the only card I care about. But there's a guy, he's his name's Eric Thompson, and what an amazing man, like great dude. Rides dirt bikes and motorcycles and all that, but like, and he's a truck driver, but such a great, like genuinely an amazing man, amazing dad, like just such a good dude. And but because of this an unfortunate event that happened, and which ironically was around the same time as when I broke my neck. So kind of like, I think it's why I also didn't really think much of it. I've had so many different traumatic events that breaking my neck didn't seem traumatic to me.
Just another one for you, right?
Right. It was like, it was just a break, another injury, not a traumatic event. But one thing that does come around every year for me, and it's like, and I don't even think about it. Like, I don't remember when it happened. I just know that it was around the same month of me breaking my neck, but I feel it deep in my chest. The same way around Christmas time every year, deep in my chest, and it's just that same feeling. But him and his so he has 3 kids. He has 2 sons and a daughter, and we were at Pine, like me and my friends. We was just after we were just having a beach day, dude. Like I showed up for like 5 seconds too at Overlander Beach.
Yeah,
and it was around this time of time. It might have been around this time of year actually. Oh no, it would have been closer to August actually, because it was just like it was right after like all of the ice like melts and all that, and it just starts to kind of nicer a little bit, but the water's still like glacier temperature.
Yep.
And so there's a little section over there. So I don't know if you ever saw on a Facebook page or a Facebook post by any chance, or like kind of a huge warning about whirlpools. So that post about the whirlpools a couple of years ago was because of this situation. So what happened at Overlander there, so his kids, they had life jackets on too. Like again, great dad, you're going to swimming, like he makes sure his kids are actually safe. They're in the water, also mad props, because I'm showing up for 5 seconds and I see them in the water, deep water, and like they're trying to get a log. I'm like, ballsy kids, like I'm standing with my toes and I'm freezing.
Yeah, kids don't feel the cold of the water.
Right. So, and like I've only been there for 5 seconds. So not thinking anything of it, but plus I have lifeguard training. So I'm just like, doing what I normally do, just looking at the beach, just being a bystander. And then at that point in time, I hear, him now yell to his kids. He's like, hey, you guys, like, come on, come back in. Because I guess, I think he wanted to, like, get them, like, hydrate or, like, have some food or something. Yeah. Some along the lines like that.
Or maybe they were too far out.
And, yeah, right. And then, so at that point in time, I remember looking over and then seeing the kids just, like, yell back, couldn't hear them. But then he walked closer. I'm like, okay, so, like, I'm just going to keep watching. Bystander shit. And then that was where I heard the kids, and they were like, we can't come back. Like, we're stuck. I'm like, oh, like, now I'm intrigued. Like, are they trying to bring the log in? Or are they, like, what's going on? So then what were the red flags? He immediately came up. He was like, okay, I'll come get you. And went to go get them. It took him 2 steps. Literally, 1 step. Now he's knee deep. Second step, he's fully swimming now, like legitimately fully swimming.
Yeah, there's always a huge drop off there.
That was immediate. I was like, yo, what the fuck? What? And he was like still like this room double distance away from his kids. I'm like, oh, um, huh, that's scary. What's going on? So now I'm really looking. He gets to his kids and like they're trying to come out, like they're on the log still, but they're not really moving. So I kind of like started slowly walking now towards them, kind of see like kind of just assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't said nothing. I'm now seeing them in the water, like actually swimming. He's with his kids swimming, and I'm now calling him like, hey, like, do you need help or anything? And it didn't hear me, I don't think. Go like 5-10 seconds go by. Call again. I'm like, hey, like, do you need anything, sir? Nothing happens. The third time I went to go call was me and him made eye contact and like vivid eye contact. And I asked him, and as I was about to ask, hey, like, do you need help? I've never seen in a grown man's eyes fear like this in my life. And I'm not gonna lie, this problem, like, that actually kind of traumatizes me a bit still to this day. And like, I'm sorry if I get a little emotional, but like, I've never seen a man and a dad like look you in the eyes with pure fear and terror of please help me. Like, and all I heard was, I'm not okay. Still to this day, those words, hearing I'm not okay, I'm immediately like, yo, I'm trying to take deep breaths. I'm just like, oh, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Cause like, yeah, that was a face and a look I've never seen or ever like heard either too. And then within seconds of seeing that and then looking over to my friends, yelling at them to like call 911. None of them heard me, unfortunately. So my own fault on that. So no one called 911. No one even knew what was happening except for me.
Mm-hmm.
I now did what I did with my lifeguard training and just bolt because I could not see the dad now. He was fully submerged under the water. Like, Eric was gone. So two kids, his two sons were there. He was under the water trying to just keep afloat. Got in the water. Like, I was there within seconds. Like, I was there. And then that was where I kind of realized I fucked up because now I'm in the water. I'm with them, assessing the situation. I'm now holding him up a little bit. He's got enough energy to support himself, but like I'm helping him a little bit by holding, because he's also holding the kids, which is holding him up. So I'm holding one of his kids up and holding his other kid up, and just, my God, yeah, that feeling right there was like, hey, like this is real. Like this isn't a joke. This is real. And then the second we turned around, and I would like to see if anybody was like, no one was even watching. His girlfriend wasn't even like, didn't even know the situation. His daughter, who's on the side, is just watching this, not even thinking anything of it, just sitting on the side there. And then at this point, it's been about like we've been in the water for about 5 minutes. And for most people and people who don't know, glacier water for 5 minutes, that's like you're already getting kind of hypothermic and getting borderline now into shock. Like your body's going through the fucking ringer. And so they started to panic, and I guess this is where just the training came in and where my craziness comes in a little bit, I guess. But I was calm as fucking water, just couldn't be more calm. And I was just kept telling like, you guys doing great. Like, we're going to keep swimming. We're going to keep doing this. And we changed the plan 3 times. So we went from swimming this way together at an angle with the current, so that way we could get the way. And then we went from that to then switch to our backs, because he couldn't keep himself up, because Eric was starting to get to the point where he was going to go down. Like, and I was now going to have to hold all 3. So we switched to our back so he had energy. And then the second we did that, he kind of just blacked out and got this mad burst of energy. So now I have both kids, and he just went. So he got to the shore fast, and then I watched him collapse, like generally collapse. But before he even got to that point, we had to scream at his daughter and his girlfriend and like 4 other bystanders to get the fuck away from him. Like I and this is where I know I probably screwed up a little bit, because I now worried them, because I came into the conclusion. I was like, okay, we've been in the water for like 20 minutes. First analyzation with the 5 minute was like, okay, no one's around, no one's seen us, this is danger, let's work together. By the 15-minute mark, we've now tried 3 different things. 20-minute mark, we're on our fourth thing, and I'm now yelling at people to get the fuck away from the water because I'm realizing we're stuck in a whirlpool. People who don't know what a whirlpool is, it's think of like a think of like take a vacuum and take water and now suck it in, and it takes like an opposite tornado look, but underwater, and you're just stuck there. So you either spin and you're stuck in place, or if you let the water do it, it just spins you around over and over again until you get closer to the center, and then it sucks you straight down. Super dangerous shit. But so at that point in time, that was where it was like really where we kind of clued in, and where I was glad when we turned to our backs, he got out because, full honest, I don't think I could have been able to save him from going under the water because I couldn't save myself. But so what happened at that point in time? So now he's out of the water. I had both kids, and I know for a fact the kids went into deep shock and went into very hypothermic state because we were in the water by the time dad was out. We were at 25-minute mark. We were in the water for now 5-10 minutes still on our own with just me and the kids, and I'm literally holding like this while my head keeps bobbing up and down from the water. And then around the 35-minute mark, things I don't remember a whole lot, but I know time started to get real fucked up because I was thinking, because all I could think the whole time from when we started flipped over to our back and I saw that the dad was okay, I was thinking to myself, if anyone's dying today, I'm dying today. No kids losing their dad, no kids losing their dad, no kids losing their dad, because they both had life jackets. So even if I couldn't do nothing, I had to make sure the dad was good. Like he's not going, they're not losing a dad. All I thought about. And so I'm thinking that while I'm talking calm, I'm just like, you guys are doing great. I'm so proud of you. Like, we're just going to calmly kick. We're going to calmly kick. And like, we're doing good. We're okay. I was not finding out later on. But so around the 40-minute mark is when finally everyone on the beach was cluing in. And so we had about like 40 people on the beach, grabbed sticks and branches and started making a human chain. Because again, I was making sure not a single soul was going in that water. And then so luckily for two of my friends, Hunter and Zora, honestly very thankful for them that they were brave enough to get in the water to do this for the human chain. Because if they, at that point in time, this was like 45, 50 minutes in, when I realized, I had my eyes closed and I could just hear them saying, we have a chain, can you throw the kids? Wasn't sure how far away there. And I said, I can't see, like, where are you guys? They said, just listen to my voice. So I had one kid here and then had the oldest here. I asked the oldest, I was like, I don't want, like, I need you to take some deep breaths for me, please. We're going to do this together. I promise I'm not leaving you. I promise we're going to be okay, but I need to let you go and push you down a little bit towards my toes. So that way I can still hold on to you with my feet, but I have to throw your brother. Because we can't do this because I can't swim fast enough with you guys, and we're not swimming, like, I need to throw you. And they started freaking out a little bit, got them to calm down, finally threw them. Both of them got caught, and the second I heard, we have them both. You're good. Come, like, reach out. I don't know what happened. I just dropped and I sunk, and thankful for my buddy Hunter because generally saved my life that day. So. But yeah, no, moral of the whole story, though, is the car that I care so deeply about is from Eric and his kids, his 3 kids, because they actually, so right after the whole event, I went into deep hypothermic shock. The paramedics were on the beach and all that, but by the time paramedics and cops showed up, we already were fully out of the water, and like we had towels on and everything, and I knew I was bad because by the time we got out, I passed out at least 6 times, like face planted in the sand, didn't even know as I was conscious, came to and was just continuously in like paramedic mode at that point.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, Eric reached out to me and like found me on social media, reached out, and we went to Denny's for brunch, me, him, and his kids. And yeah, I still to this day, that card of like, yeah, it's as dumb as it sounds, like seeing the words you saved, like you saved my dad, and like just seeing that, I'm so proud of it, and it makes me cry
that tingles,
to this
man,
day.
yes.
But like, it's the only card I care about. I love it so much. So
Wow.
that's why I was like, moral of it, like when you're talking about the card, it was like the second I was like, oh, yo, like that probably feels so good because just seeing it from one person, like a family, I still to this day when I read it, I break down, I cry. My lowest points, I'll bring that card out just because I'm like, yo, I'm having a bad day. I need it.
And you know some good that you've done in the world.
Exactly, yeah. Wow. And like I've had a few bad I had a car crash and a couple of bad bike crashes after that where I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and immediately the second they found out, I'm getting FaceTime called from them. So like they're like, yo, how are you? Like, hey Jacob, are you okay? Okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. So this just getting to see them grow up too and be the way they are. Love it.
What's really wild is you multiple times you're like, this stupid thing I've done, or I'm stupid, and clearly you're not a stupid person, but everything that you've done up until that point in your life, you have your lifeguard training, you got a little bit of a crazy edge to you. You like to help people. If you weren't the person that you were at that moment because of your past experiences, you wouldn't have been the one to go into that water. You were exactly where the universe needed you to be that day.
And honestly, thank you for saying that, because like I'm not gonna lie, there's been some days where I think about it, I'm like, I know this was meant, I know that was destined to happen, and like I was there for a reason for that day. But like sometimes I think about it, it's like, would someone else have done it? And it upsets me. Like not in like the way where it's like I'm obsessed. Like it upsets me. It's like, if I didn't jump in the water that day and no one else saw, would he have been here, and would have anybody have done the same? And it kind of just upsets me because I'm just like, is that really where we've come to now in this world?
Well, would anyone, even at that beach that day, have the training to see the situation develop as it is? And you said you're like, I'm just a bystander, but subconsciously your brain's already thinking, what's the worst that could happen here because you had that training.
Well, so because the second we show up to a beach that has no lifeguards, something in my brain is like, well, there's no lifeguards, but also no, unfortunately, the Canadian way, right? Like,
look around.
If our Canadian law is literally, if you see someone who is in danger and you have medical training,
Good Samaritan stuff,
and you do not participate in saving that person, you can actually be charged. Like that's a legal charge compared to in the States. Let's say you're having a heart attack and I know how to help with that. I know how to like actually do everything because I have the training for that. But I do that. You can sue me. You can't sue me for that in Canada because I'm actually saving your life.
Yeah, the Good Samaritan Act protects you from that.
Exactly. And it's like knowing the medical history that I have, not just because I wanted to know it, but because I've had family members in like my past, like that I've lost family members from certain different traumatic events where I'm like, if I had that medical history and that medical knowledge, my family member might be here. And it's like, so it's like having that medical knowledge now and seeing stuff as a bystander, it's like, it now really clicks in now to the real world stuff where when people talk about like, oh, well, like if you had the training, would you do it? Yeah.
Heartbeat.
I would. And I can prove it because I've done it. And it's now really opens my eyes to conversations about people's morals and stuff. And it's like, okay, you can tell me about your morals, but will you act on it? And it's like, oh, yo.
I think maybe you've done this before, but I think you talk about, you get into those dark places and you're like, fuck, like this is the concussion, like pull yourself out. And maybe you've done this before, but have you ever thought about you have this other tool and maybe pulling that card out when you're having that dark moment, or
I have a couple times.
Or going even further, I mean, like I've done great things. If I'm not around anymore, maybe someone else won't have the opportunity to, that father drowns. Like maybe I'm destined to help more people and pull yourself out of that funk. And then,
oh, that's a good way to think of it. I like that. That's good.
There's more for Jacob Dean. Like there's more than this dark moment.
I like that. That's a good way to put that, Caleb. I like that. That's dope. That's a good way to think of it. Yeah. That's a good way, because before, like a lot of things, like sometimes it'd set me off a little bit. Like I would set myself off. Yeah, how dumb is that? I set myself off. But I'd put myself, sometimes when I'm having those spirals, I'd tell myself, be like, well, think of how selfish is that you're doing this act right now. I know it's because for yourself and you don't do anything for yourself, but think about it. You're leaving your brother. You would die for that. Like my little brother can be I'm not gonna lie, he can be a piece of shit, and my mom can do whatever she wants because unfortunately the stuff I did as a teenager, I was not a good person really. but they can do whatever they want because people know who I was and what I can do from that. So he gets away with things. But then I look at stuff like, I'm like, well, why would I have done all that for him and now just say fuck it? Like, I'm not protecting him anymore. I'm not protecting my brother. I'm not protecting my family. I'm not protecting my sister. I'm not protecting any of the people I care about. If I do that, I'm just being selfish and saying, I give up. And it's easy to throw in the towel. We all know how easy it is. Like it's quite easy to just throw in the towel. It's the same thing as saying I give up and going to bed and not doing anything. Oh, you don't want to cook dinner tonight and you just want to go to sleep because you're depressed? Easy. You go into bed, you curl on a ball, you don't eat. So easy. But yeah, no, that I quite like that way, the way you thought about that, because it's a more positive thought instead of thinking and like, because like I quite like negative reinforcement, well, just like how you're saying, but like that is definitely a more positive mental way to think, where it's like instead of it being negative reinforcement, you're doing positive reinforcement in a way where it's actually like, hey, like you're actually doing good.
Doing
Look at the
great.
pros and like,
Yeah.
right, compared to is instead of being like, hey, or the way I was like, it might have worked, but it's still negative because I'm like, hey, like you're being a piece of shit by leaving the people you love. So it's like, it's still a there's still somewhere where you can weigh the bad and weigh the good
Contrast.
compared to where you saying it was like, no, there's just, here's your bad. Why are you thinking about it? Here's all the good.
Here's all the good you've done in your life.
Yeah.
What other good are you leaving behind?
Exactly. And it's like, and that this, the more like you say like that, the more I think about it, I'm like, that's like, that makes me think of a legacy. I'm like, okay, well, what legacy am I bringing behind? Like if I were, let's say after this podcast, I get in a car crash, what legacy am I leaving behind? Am I leaving good? Am I leaving bad? Am I like, what am I leaving for people behind to talk about and remember? And oh yeah, no, that's
Back
good.
to the things that you say and do will outlive you. And like you said, if you got in a car accident right after this and you passed away, those kids, that dad, that family, they would never forget you.
Exactly.
I guarantee they're putting a card on your gravestone every single year because
they say happy birthday to me every year. They're actually one of the few people, because ironically, I even forget my own birthday, which is quite funny. But this year they sent me a video of happy birthday, and I totally forgot it was my birthday too, which just kind of woke up, opened up Snapchat, and I looked at the video, and it's like, oh, that's awesome. Like, oh, they're saying happy birthday. I'm like, and then I looked at my watch, and like,
it's
oh my
today.
God, yeah, it's my birthday today. Like, oh shit, fuck, I'm 25 today. Shit, I didn't know that. And then, but yeah, it's, the memories and the experiences that we all create in our life. Like this, like this is my first ever pod. I'm gonna definitely remember this for the rest of my life. Like it's the memories we make and the stories that we make with people, and that really matters and that I truly cherish.
It's not the journey or the destination. It's the people and the connections you make along the way.
Exactly. So. And oh my God, I wish so many more people understood the actual meaning of that. Like I remember as a kid, my papa, which I think that's also maybe the way I am. I was definitely raised by my grandparents, so I would like to say I'm an old soul. Like I truly, when I think of, like, I grew up with believing the 3 H's and how, so always be honorable, always be humble, and always be honest. It's good way to live. It's kind of shitty sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's gives you good morals and it gives you good life attributes. And I remember when I was younger, like a lot of my family members would be like, you know what, there's at the end of every storm, there's always a rainbow. But at the same time, they're always like, you know what, like one day all of this shit that you're talking about, all of this hard work that you're saying, and all these things that you're thinking are worthless and pointless, you're going to look back at, you're going to be more proud of that than the stuff that you actually worked hard for. I'm like, and I thought about that, and I truly thought about that, and I think about it all the time. That's where, you generally, like, memories are more important than money. And that's something that even to this day I find a little hard sometimes, but I'm like, people really do need to realize that, like, hey, there's a reason why poor people have the best lives, memories-wise, compared to rich people, and why rich people still want to kill themselves sometimes while they're multimillionaires. Because they're, they didn't outweigh the memories and the good and the bad. They chose wealth and forgot about the memories along the way. So it's like, now kind of realize, like, seeing this, and also like plus with Finn, right? And like actually understanding now that saying that from when I was a child, and what everyone would tell me growing up, that like, hey, like memories matter more than money. Like all of this stuff about that. I'm like, yeah, if I was gone tomorrow, my money means nothing.
Can't take it with you.
Even if I have a life insurance that could pay you 5 million right now, what does that do other than debt? Like, cool, I got you out of debt, but like all those memories,
They'd rather have
like,
you around than the money.
exactly. And it's a really hard thing to process at a young age that I wish more people could. Because now that I've acknowledged it, man, there's so many things I think about when I was a teenager. Like, yo, I would have done so much different. So much.
I definitely feel that old soul coming from you, and I think you are destined for some pretty amazing things, man. I think you should get in front of the camera. You have an amazing story to tell, and I just want to thank you. Like, I almost got pretty emotional with some of the things you said, so I want to thank you for coming on. It was
Thank
a
you for having me.
beautiful
Honestly,
story.
like, I genuinely loved being here. Thank you so much.
This was deep, man. I'm gonna watch my own podcast, and I'm gonna take notes on some of the things you said. You give me a lot of things to think about, and I think a lot of people are gonna take a lot of value from this. And I really think you should get in front of the camera.
Thank you. Well, if you'd ever want me again, I would love to be another guest.
Not just in the podcast,
awesome.
man. I think you have a great story to tell. You're a natural with speaking, and if you hadn't have told me you were 25 with the experiences that you've gone through and how you speak about them and how you've processed them and just your mindset with everything, you definitely have an old soul. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very
again.
much.
Thank you again so much. It's been an absolute honor, like genuinely honor. Like I
touched.
couldn't have asked for a better day, honestly. Like all day today I was genuinely all I was thinking, I was like, well, go biking, but then all I was thinking the whole time I was thinking of biking, I was like, yo, that podcast, that's gonna be so cool.
I'm glad we make you feel that way.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
it was fucking awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.
All right.